is a UTV 44 sports production. The UTV 44 Game of the Week is brought to you by Whataburger.
We are on the hill tonight in Spanish Fort at Toros Stadium for a huge matchup in Region 1 in 5A as the number 5 St. Paul's Saints come over across the bay to take on the number 3 Spanish Fort Toros. Each team unbeaten in region play, and this region has produced 3 of the last 5 state champions in the past 5 years. Good evening from Spanish Fort. I'm Jim Cox. My partners Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett. Good to have you back with us this week, Vic. And Dan, Spanish Fort, you talk about the Toros. Since Mark Freeman's been here, it's been all about the high-powered offense, and since he's been here, he's had one guy under center.
Yeah, Joel Poe is a young guy that we saw as a sophomore, actually. So he's been in the system. He knows exactly what to do, and it is a system where the quarterback, you talk about everything runs through him, okay? He makes decisions quickly at the line of scrimmage, depending on the defense. You can see his stats, 16 touchdowns, just 2 picks, very strong arm, very accurate, great decision maker. And he's a senior, so he knows what he's doing.
Spanish Fort going to see a tough defense tonight, Vic, when they go up against the St. Paul's team, and it's led by one of their linebackers.
Trey Williams, his coach tells me he likes to play, he likes to practice. I know one thing, he likes to tackle because he's leading them with 46 tackles. So he's a good football player, and he's got some versatility as well. So he's going to play a little bit of offense as well, as coach told me. So look for him offensively and defensively contributing to the game.
The Spanish Fort defense has, or the St. Paul's defense has, forced 22 turnovers already, 3 shutouts in the past 4 weeks. So, I mean, this is going to be a great game tonight.
It is, and you're going to see some of these prime players seeing sides on both sides of the ball because there's some really highly recruited talent we're going to see on the field tonight. And in a game this big, you got to get them on the field.
It's the Game of the Week brought to you by Whataburger. When we come back, we kick it off. The Toros and the Saints right here on UTV 44.
Ridiculous.
The crowd so huge here tonight. They show up on the hill.
You see traffic coming from both ends too. They're trying to figure out how to get in this place.
It should be a big battle here tonight in Spanish Fort. St. Paul's Saints and the Toros as Theodore ready to kick off. Towner and McPherson back deep, and Theodore sends that one into the end zone. So St. Paul's will start at their own 20. And let's go down and welcome in Pat Greenwood on the sidelines. Patrick.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. We talk a lot about the offenses for Spanish Fort and St. Paul's, but how about the defenses? Spanish Fort's first-string offense giving up just about a touchdown a game, and for St. Paul's, in the last 4 games, they've given up a grand total of 1 touchdown. So these two teams offensively can put some fireworks on the board. We'll see if the defenses can try and contain them tonight.
Let's hope they do.
Bradley Pageant, who, of course, had that broken leg last year, returns back at quarterback for the Saints this season. And he'll keep it trying to go up the middle, and that one is shut down immediately. Not much there. John Williamson, the defensive end, came in and collapsed that one from the get-go. Spanish Fort starting lineup on offense. We'll come back to that when the Toros come on offense.
Yeah, their offense is so good that we wanted to show you those guys now.
Scoring 41 a game.
Yeah.
Their defense has played well, allowing 17.2 points a game. But you got to remember, they've got wins over 2 teams in 6A, Fairhope and Daphne.
2 good teams.
Oh. Pageant with the play fake. Looking to dump it out of the backfield. That's over the head of the freshman Austin McPherson, who we called his number so much last year as an 8th grader. And here's the St. Paul's offense. McPherson will play a lot back there. Jordan Huff, of course, was the great superstar returning from the ACL. Pageant is the quarterback, and you've got Tate, Whitfield, Latham, Johnson, Casher, Hillier, and McClendon rounding things out.
Well, that the second play actually from scrimmage, nice play by Ronald Smith, who was able to kind of make that a tougher throw.
Sure.
He
got his head around and
found
the receiver in his area, kind of covered him up as well as he could from where he could.
3rd and 11 for the Saints, and now it's going to be more, as I don't think play clock may have gone down. They may not have got that one off in time. 3rd and 16. Now, these two teams They've met 7 times, and St. Paul's has won 5 of them.
That delay game against the offense, 5-yard penalty. Now you start down.
Including a 30-0 win last year. However, that one should have a little asterisk by it, as Spanish Fort had 10 players out for that game.
You know, that I always talk about how I really like when you've got a tough guy at quarterback. St. Paul's has got that. Now, they're not executing here in the first drive, but Paget is a guy that we saw light people up as an outside linebacker some last year, too.
And I think they'd like to have him over on that side of the ball.
He's that good as a linebacker, but they need him at quarterback.
They'll go 4 wide, and Paget will roll out on the far side. Looking now, he's going to feel pressure from the backside, and he's going to be hit and dropped right about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, he wanted to go deep, but looks like Colin Cotton got over there to free safety to cover up the guy he was initially looking at. So that made him have to pull it down and get all he can get.
There's that Toro defense. Keep your eye on number 12, the cornerback, Jonathan Cook, at this time committed to Nebraska. And you got some linebackers there. Tyler Johnson, just a freshman starting out there, but you got Matt Holla Jr., who played a lot last year as well, and Morehouse and Williamson at defensive ends, and also Cotton, who Vic talked about over there doing so well. As the punt coming on here from Wild Drought, and this one not a good kick, and Spanish Fort gets away from it, finally down by St. Paul's, and Spanish Fort is going to start at the Saints 32-yard line. And you can email us all night long. It's just a 17-yard punt. Hey guys at UTV44.com. So many questions last. Hey guys, where's Vic? Hey guys, is it true he's been suspended? Hey Vic,
here I am.
And so Vic is back this week.
Commissioner Jarrett gave me a repass and said, "Come on back to work." Dock my check.
I really
I'm
thought
good to go.
I thought the 1-game suspension was light. Thought it was
Considering everything, yeah.
Joel Poe, 66 of 95 on the year, 16 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions for 1,130 yards. 5 wide receivers, 3 to the top of the screen. Keep your eye on number 10, Blaine Crane, to the bottom as Autry comes back in the backfield, and he'll take it. Autry's going to be hit and dropped at the 30.
Yeah, all the talk about Poe and his receivers. They've got a couple of running backs that run north-south, including Autry, Tolbert.
Xavier Carmichael, the linebacker, in there to make the stop.
How about Carmichael is a young guy who's already committed to Duke University.
Poe and Autry, we talked about Patrick, Cotton, Harris, and Crane. We'll also see Tolbert in there up front. Horse started last year. Mangum, Hall, Curtis, and Dunning round out the starting lineup for the Toros on 2nd down and 8. Now Joe Poe comes all the way over. Have a little talk with Blaine Crane, who's split out wide. Matchup we're going to watch with him and Jalen Thompson all night long. Snap it at 3, and Poe will pull it down on the keeper. And Poe to about the 26-yard line.
You cross the line of scrimmage against St. Paul's, you have entered a tough neighborhood. They've got some guys that will come get you and lay you down.
Including Trey Williams, who Vic highlighted, the linebackers, Quinley, Boudreaux, Williams, and Carmichael, Dickerson, and Slater and Holloway. Slater and Holloway both returning starters from last year. Thompson, Towner, Little, and Green in the backfield. Keelan Towner, who they just say he's just one of the greatest players you'll see all season long on TV here.
I mean, Coach Mask says if I'm starting my team, I'll take him first.
Just wish he was a couple of feet taller.
Poe fires it, and that one deflected and picked off at the 20. That one was tipped and intercepted, and coming away with the pick is Jeb Boudreaux, the senior linebacker.
What a stop for St. Paul's. One of the most explosive offenses in the state. Gets the ball near the 30-yard line to start.
Let's see who tips. If it's Slater, it was Slater who got his arm up. Ooh, boy, they might have thrown the challenge flag if
it was available.
But the Saints will take it, and they force the turnover. And how about that is number 23 on the year so far that defense is forced.
Starts with that line of scrimmage, Rick. They got a lot of guys with big engines and big motors that come really hard, and I think that's where it starts, that push up front.
Oh, yeah, that makes the quarterback throw errant passes like that, get it tipped or whatever, and, hey, the defense is hungry for the football.
Paget will give it off to Huff, and Huff pushes ahead out to about the 25-yard line.
Good sign for him, running tough between the tackles.
You can follow us on Facebook, search for UTV 44 High School Football Game of the Week, and you can check out all the goings-on for our games on Facebook.
As a junior, Huff became the all-time leading rusher in the history of this celebrated school.
Yep.
But his season ended with an injury, and a very serious injury, too.
Yeah, against Gulf Shores, had the knee injury, and he's been battling back. And he picks up 5 on that one on 1st down. Huff on the direct snap, trying to get to the outside. He'll get maybe one.
You know, if you remember, it was Huff against that amazingly stingy Viger defense and that 7-0 win. Huff made the big play out of the Wildcat.
Take a look at the region standings. You see at the top there, you've got Spanish Fort, Viger, and St. Paul's. All three of those teams, they've won a state title in the last 5 years. LaFleur at 2-1. Top 10 polls. Also Shoals, Jackson. You got Spanish Fort and St. Paul's. We talked about it, numbers 3 and 5, and Spanish Fort with 4 votes to be number 1 in the state. And so 3rd and 3 here for the Saints, and Bradley Pageant out at wide receiver to the bottom of the screen, and Jordan Huff. And now we get motion before, and so a 3rd and 3 will become 3rd and 8.
Yeah, two teams working out the butterflies here. A little anxious, and soon they'll settle down and play football.
Boy, everything has been between like the 20 and 35 here to start this game.
Yeah, all on one side of the field.
Down at the south end. Steve Owens, our referee tonight.
Doing a good job informing the crowd and everybody what's going on in the football game.
This time we'll see Pageant come back in center, and he's got Huff with him and 3 receivers up to the top of the screen, including Austin McPherson in the slot. Pageant looking, fires it, able to get that one complete at the 32 with a knee down. That's going to be good enough for a first down. Is Pageant doing a good job to look up the far side and fire that one off?
I've got to tell you, for a linebacker, he looks like a quarterback.
Yeah.
We talked about it playing some linebacker last year. That was a quarterback play right there.
Yeah, we'll take a look at him stand tall and deliver the football, and credit the line to give him some time there, too. Even though it was a quick drop, they were doing their stunts up front, Spanish Fort, but they picked it up very well.
Hayden Farr with the reception. And our first down of the evening. And now another flag.
Man.
Got some tempers flaring up.
I can hear the familiar chirp of Steve Mask from over here.
Defensive coordinator past couple of seasons here.
Jimmy Perry didn't leave him begging for players, did he?
Pageant turns around, spins it back on the far side, able to get it to McPherson. And McPherson is going to be about a yard short of the first down. And Austin McPherson, again, just a freshman who played a ton as an 8th grader last year. 8th grader playing. Remember he was playing against Viger?
Yes.
That ridiculous defense Viger had, and we were like, is he going to be okay? Are we breaking any laws letting him be out there?
Great game against UMS Wright, too, and very talented young guy. They've got some toys in the toy box here offensively. They're able to, I think they simplified things. Started the season probably asking their guys to do too much.
2nd and 1 for the Saints.
Well, McPherson is confirming his presence and letting you know he was in the right place at the right time, and he's ready to go.
He'll give it off to Huff, and Huff is hit and going to be dropped for a loss. Chris Morehouse, the first one in there for the Toros.
They tried to run that little counter trade, but Chris just followed the guards and tackled behind him. And, hey, lo and behold, he finds a running back to tackle. Good play by that young man.
Loss of 3, 3rd and 4.
6'3", 175 senior.
Inside 6 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. And now another flag. This is very uncharacteristic for these two programs. While we have a moment, John Arundel watching the game over in Mobile, checking in with us tonight. Wow.
This is substitution penalty? Is that what it is?
Offside.
Well, he called offsides, but
so 3rd and 1 will be first. Now, but now.
Yeah, he's marking it off against the offense, so it must have been.
So it is against.
It's a little different. We'll have to sort it out here during the break.
3rd and 9. We'll come back and have it for you after this. Halfway through the opening quarter, scoreless on the Hill.
Everybody dressed in pink.
Uncharacteristic, sloppy start to this one by both teams.
Honor Cancer Awareness Month. Even the
October.
players.
Yep, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So 3rd and we'll call it a long 8. Paget, all kinds of time over the middle, flips that one off, and he's got it complete inside Toro territory.
And there's the linebacker playing offense as the coach predicted.
Trey Williams comes out,
There you go.
and makes the catch.
All hands on deck in a game like this. And you can cut it down a little bit by just calling it Toro Terry, if you like, once they call it across midfield.
Yeah, he shows the soft hands there, gathers the football in, looks it in, tries to protect himself on the guy undercutting, but couldn't do it. Go down right there.
Toro territory is my point.
Say that 10 times.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to shorten it for Jim.
1st and 10 at the 44. Paget to Huff, and Huff on the outside. It's hit at the far side. He's down to the 39.
And Huff's got those good moves, good lean there. He stops the defense for a second, then he cranks his motor back up and drives forward close to it. Well, not close to a first down, but a good pickup there for a first down.
Again, that's good news for St. Paul's. This kid is running tough tonight against a very good defense, against a very good region opponent.
Well, you talked about it earlier. We've seen him break a game open,
Yep.
and he's definitely had the talent. Let's just see if he's 100% back from his injury. Look good there.
Pickup of 6. We'll go right back to him, and he's going to have the first down. Got a report from Wes Williams, McGill Blunt, 14-0. Mac T, 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, so they jump out early there.
Yeah, you know, we talked about that, Jim, last week. Blunt just left it all on the field. And then, of course, you got the injury to Steve Mask, now the head coach at St. Paul's. Injury for Blunt to Toppings, the quarterback. That's a devastating loss for them right there. I don't know if he's playing tonight. I know that there's been talk that wasn't going to happen.
Coach Mask coached at Bradshaw and also Colbert County, and then went up, kind of retired from Alabama, was a defensive coordinator up in Georgia, and then said, yeah, I'm going to retire, do something else, and then decides, you know what, I'm a football coach. Came down here with Jimmy Perry, and has really fallen in love with Mobile and St. Paul's as we get the measurement, and he's that much short. Boy, the original, I thought he had the first down.
Yeah, it looked like he did get the ball across the marker, but the Zebras say something different.
And these are not replacement officials. They are.
Well, 3rd down and short, you know, all these 2nd and short, 3rd and short have been kind of adventures for St. Paul's tonight. A lot of penalties at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and about 6 inches.
Got Williams flanked to the left if you want to run that way, by the way.
And they also got Slater in at tight end on the right side.
Yeah, it looks like an unbalance on this side.
And there was movement.
Wow, it was
That was
Williams.
yep.
Yeah, you got a guy that plays part-time offense. He costs you 5 yards now. So you know, in one way, you're putting a great athlete out on the field, but at the same time, a guy that does not get as many offensive reps.
Yeah, sure. That time he just didn't hold his water enough to give the offense a chance to get an easy pickup. Now they march him back.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
I'm sure they've changed the call now and go with a play that can get more substantial yardage, high percentage.
And they'll keep Slater, and now they'll put Slater and Williams on the right side. Jeb Boudreaux, the linebacker, in at fullback. Play action. They're looking for Williams to the near side, and the linebacker hauls it in at the 25, and he'll take it in for the touchdown, Saints.
Okay, all's forgiven.
Yeah, he did a good job running that crossing route.
That's great. That's a great call,
To
too.
the
I mean,
outside, yeah.
they gave you the power to look like, we'll teach you. We're going to run it again.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Paget really sold it.
Yeah, sneaking
And then you
out.
got a great athlete sneaking out from tight end, and once he caught it, it was over. It's quickly converted himself into running mode.
Trey's Bodette comes on for the point after. Hayden Farr will hold. And geez,
Yeah, another movement there, looks like in the front.
you think this is nerves, Vic?
Probably a little bit. You know, this is a big football game. Two good football teams going against each other. And they're going to settle down and I think start playing football here just a minute.
On TV? Got the big TV lights?
Yeah, got Jim Cox calling the game. Dan Brennan, hey, they heard about that.
Hate to put that pressure on these kids.
First flag on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, remains a try.
Here's the good news for St. Paul's, Jim. Everything they've done wrong. They lead 7-0.
Yeah.
They gave the ball to Spanish Fort at the 31-yard line. They held them, got it back, right? So
they forced a turnover.
They've done a lot right too.
And Bodette makes it 7-0. So the Saints able to come down and get the score after the interception. It's been an odd one through the first 8.5 minutes here. But St. Paul's on top 7-0. St. Paul's Saints on top by a score of 7-0 to open this one up here in Spanish Fort. Boy, like you said, Dan, after the Toros get it at the 32 to start that last drive, and then they turn it over and the Saints come back and take the 7-0 lead. Not what you would have expected.
No, you just got to give them a lot of credit. Coming on the road. Big atmosphere.
Theodore bangs this one into the end zone, and now we'll see the Toros come out and start with Joe Poe at the 20. How about that? They had 3 defensive starters. The Saints did in on that play.
Oh, yeah. It's an all-hands-on-deck night. You know, you got to win this one.
Williams with the touchdown reception.
And not just any defensive starters.
No.
You know. These guys are these guys are talented, aren't they? Padgett looks good at quarterback too, Jim.
Really, and I thought you brought up a great point, how well he sold the play fake there.
He did, NFL style.
Yeah, try to lull the defense to sleep there and sneak him out there. They had a little coverage there. Didn't totally catch him completely off guard, but he was behind everybody.
They out-athlete him a little bit, right?
Yeah. You want to get your best 11 on the field on both sides of the football.
Poe comes to the near side, and Sammy Tolbert will get up to about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, a little spread wide offense. Saw that a couple of weeks ago. It's almost like a little run play with a long handoff.
Ed Autry, the back in behind Poe, number 2. When we take a look at him, he's a solid back at 6 foot, about 185 pounds.
Had a good game against Daphne on that nationally televised opener. Here goes Autry.
And Autry will get caught from behind at about the 27-yard line.
Run a little wide zone play there, just seeing man on man and let the back pick a hole out wide to go to, whether he goes completely outside or up under the tackle.
The Spanish Fort team has beaten 2 6A teams, 2 good 6A teams in Daphne and Fairhope. That's really impressive. Week 1 and week 5.
2 teams that are undefeated in their region.
Yeah. But they're not undefeated against Spanish Fort.
3rd and 3, Poe hit and dropped. Wow, Poe was trying to cut it back to the outside, and Williams met him square up and dropped him there for the loss.
Say guess who? And
Trey playing him inside out, doing just what an inside linebacker has to do. Just follow right in his hip pocket. He tries to turn that thing up. You go ahead and pop him. If he tries to go wide, you just motor up on there and get him. There's a good look at him right there, right in the teeth. It's a good shot by Jared to show him, too.
Theodore on the kick, and Towner will stand back at about his own 38. Pressure coming. Theodore gets an end-over-end kickoff, and Towner can't get up to it, but St. Paul's will have very good field position at the 39 to start this drive. Other games tonight. How about Murphy hanging on to beat Mary G last night? A lot of folks thought Mary G was going to hold on and win that game. BC Rain and LaFleur last night also. Washington and Milry. And tonight you got Baker and Bryant, Blunt, McGill, Tulin, Davidson, Theodore, Foley and Baldwin County, Daphne and Dothan, Fairhope and Robertsdale, Viger and Gulf Shores, also Saraland and Selma tonight. Padgett slings it out to the near side. He's got it complete to Tate. to the 45-yard line. Pat Greenwood.
Listen in on the Spanish Fort defensive coaches in that last timeout. Basically what they're saying, they're not displeased with the effort, but they said, you've got to know your situation. You've got to know your read. 3rd down and 7, the chances of them running a power are not good. You got to figure that tight end's going to come out of the backfield. So one of those deals that they said, look, just calm down, a long way to go. So, that Spanish Fort defense will stiffen up, I guarantee it.
Yeah, good play on that last play there by Dylan Hooper, just fighting through the block to make a tackle there.
Pick up a 5. Off the lone setback. Paget will pitch it to him. And Huff gets to about the 47-yard line.
Ronald Smith over there to beat him.
Ooh, we got an injured Saint over there. That was Case Hillier. Bounce back up, look like you notice him when he's on the ground at 6'6", 252.
Yeah, the ground notices.
3rd, about 3 coming up. Now Williams will come back in, and they'll also bring Nick McClendon back in at wide receiver. Williams will line up the tight end, and Slater, 2 tight end, Williams and Slater.
You notice Slater when he comes in the game, too.
And they'll give it to Huff on the right side, trying to get behind Slater, and Huff is going to have the first down to the 46-yard line.
You know, that just looks like the stuff that Alabama and Georgia and LSU do, right, Vic? Just nothing. You can just run behind the power.
Yeah, that's what you want to do, just see who's going to be tough or not. You know, go mano and mano. Come right at them and say, hey, this is Southeastern Conference, South Alabama football.
Yeah, really.
5A
really
Region 1 football here. McGill Tulin all over Blunt, 21-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, again, we were talking about how hard that team played a week ago and how would they be able to recover. And so far, we see the answer.
Fresh set of downs here for the Saints. Paget to Huff. Huff sheds a tackle, tries to get to the outside and to about the 38-yard line. Looks like he ran over our sound guy down there, who did not shed the block.
You know, it's really a contrast of styles so far offensively. You got St. Paul's with a lot of power stuff, and even when they score a touchdown, it's faking the power. And Spanish Fort, obviously, their bread and butter is spreading it all out and trying to get you in bad matchups. Now, when St. Paul's gets you in a bad matchup, Jim, it's by bringing Slater in at tight end and saying, we think he can knock your guy back.
And he did.
And he does, yeah.
Pickup of 7 for Huff there, and there's
it's a good use of personnel, isn't it?
4.6 seconds left here in the opening quarter, and they'll wait for Paget to bring the play in from the sidelines. And there's Coach Mask. Boy, he's an enjoyable character to spend a little time with.
He doesn't mask anything when you talk to him.
He and Mark Freeman had quite an entertaining chat on the field that we were a part of before the game.
Yeah.
Huff dances, tries to straight arm his way out, and there's a flag, and I think that's going to be a face mask on Huff.
Yeah, each one of them reaching up there, touring with each other's face. Matt Hall there making a good play to come up there and just not allow it back any room to run. But they started catfighting with each other's face masks. You know, it's going to be a call. Who's going to call who?
Yeah,
he's going to get on Hall.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get it on Huff, but Hall really didn't reach up there and grab it. And the Toros coaching staff was immediately clapping like it was going to go against the Saints.
I made a mistake there early. It was actually Chasen Milner playing good defense there for Spanish Fort. Credited Dylan Hooper, who's over on the Spanish Fort side. I mean, St. Paul side.
Let's listen into.
During the play, we had 2 fouls. Face mask against the offense.
Wow.
And a personal foul, face mask against the defense. Those penalties offset. We'll replay. Second down.
Good call, I think, because both kids were grabbing up in each other's face masks there. And take a look at it, see. And it's rarely called on the offensive players, so
I think Huff went back.
You know I'm in favor of calling it on them more often.
Huff even went back to get some more after
the flag was coming, so they're not going to flag man in. So we'll take a break. We're through one here in Spanish Fort, 5A Region 1 battle, a couple of unbeatens in the region. And it's 7-0 St. Paul's through one here on the Whataburger UTV 44 Game of the Week. Got a good one, as we thought it would be here tonight in Spanish Fort. Bradley Pageant, tough linebackers. We said, if you're just joining us, coming back from a broken leg last year. 7 touchdowns on the year, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, played linebacker some last year is what Jim's talking about.
All right, up the middle is McPherson. The freshman is trying to make it a 2-touchdown lead, and he will. 38 yards, Austin McPherson.
Yeah, he just made a couple of people miss there and just contorted his body in a really weird way, and he was off to the races.
Pat Greenwood.
There's no surprise. I was listening to the St. Paul's offensive coaches. They said, look, we're blowing them off the football. Keep pounding, keep driving them back, and there you go. I didn't expect a hole that big, but wow, that's pretty impressive on the St. Paul side.
Yeah, one guy had a play at him, and he just slinked his body away from him and didn't lose a step in speed, and there it is, touchdown.
3rd on the season for McPherson. And Bodette has got that one, and it's 14-0. St. Paul's. I'm not sure a lot of people saw this one being a 2-touchdown lead early on for the Saints.
And it is early on, so keep that in mind. One of the best things that St. Paul's team has done so far is keep the ball away from Spanish Fort. I mean, the Toros haven't had it.
You're right.
This is a team that's running it on the ground, power football, eat the clock, play action off the success on the ground. And the Toros haven't been able to really get their thing going. This St. Paul's team, one thing we're noticing here tonight, guys, they've got a lot of players.
They really do.
Yeah, they loaded top to bottom here, and they're using it. And then they're keeping some of the defensive players on the offense.
Sure.
As we saw with the linebacker.
To their advantage.
Sure. So that's good coaching there.
I agree.
Get the top 11 on the field every time you can. This is high school football. Kids can run all day.
It's Coach Mark Freeman, 2nd year, 14-4. Here in Spanish Fort.
Mark was telling me when I visited with him earlier this week, I said, how you like St. Paul's? He said, I'd be happy to have some of them. They wanted to put on our helmets. See what he's talking about.
The Toros have had it twice. They fumbled in great field, or interception in great field position, and forced a punt on the 2nd time they've had it. Bodette will send this one into the end zone as Devontae Patrick steps into the end zone, so that'll start him at the 20. Want to thank our presenting sponsor each and every week here on UTV 44, our friends at Whataburger, proud supporters of high school football, and glad to have them part of our UTV 44 game of the week. We talked about Coach Freeman and the great job he's done here. 14-4, of course, was at Gulf Shores, but was at Bessemer, where had such great success.
Bessemer Academy, yeah. State championship.
Yeah, he's trying to figure a way to get his football team back in the game here. Don't want to go into half with such a wide margin.
Poe fakes to Autry. Now looks to the right side. He'll hit Crane for his first touch here tonight, up to the 29.
Here's a emotional leader of this gang right there. That kid gives everything he's got, and growing too. We're talking to his brother, who's an assistant coach now, and Blaine's up to 6'3". Got some schools looking at him now seriously as a wide receiver, kind of growing into the eyes of the recruiters.
I think he's not done growing.
Right.
He has that lanky frame.
He plays hard.
Pickup of 9 on first down.
Coaches give them a different play. They see the defense they want.
Autry takes the give up the middle, and he's got the Toro first down up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, lowers his helmet there to finish the run strong. And I agree with the play call there. They were kind of spread out there. 3 defensive linemen. Hey, run the football between the tackles and get some positive yardage. Take a look. Just hand it off. Look at the hole there.
Yeah, Spanish Fort will spread you out. St. Paul's will almost tip off where it's coming.
Sure.
And just power you.
Sure.
Hunter Quinley went off there with an injury, and Charlie Sutherland will come in and replace him for the Saints.
Looks like somebody took a timeout.
St. Paul's trying to get Sutherland in and Quinley off the field. Pat Greenwood.
Well, what happened there was Xavier Carmichael lost his helmet in that last play. He had to come out, and then St. Paul's trying to figure out who exactly they wanted to replace him. A little bit of hesitation there, so they said, they were, rather than putting somebody in there they're not exactly sure of, going to go ahead and take the timeout and make sure they got the right personnel.
You look at this personnel. Holloway, big guy up front. Slater, right?
Bigger guy up front.
Disruptor. Trey Williams at linebacker is a Division I player. Xavier Carmichael, the linebacker, is already committed to an ACC school in Duke, which, by the way, you can't sneak in there with any junior college grades. You better be serious. Take advantage of the great curriculum at St. Paul's. And meanwhile, you got Towner on the back end, the free safety, that Steve Mask says, I'll take it. I'll take him first above everybody.
How about Towner runs a 4-3-1 at Mississippi State? They're like, something's wrong. Did it 4 times it 4 times for him, and he's like, would you like me to do it again?
You know, and I think he may end up playing baseball because I think his father was a pretty good baseball player, and I visited with him this summer.
He played on the Saints baseball team. They got eliminated. He practiced with the track team for 2 weeks and won the 100 meters in state.
Wow.
Outside, and then came back and won it indoors as well. 4-3, that'll do it for you.
Yeah. You'll get the lead with that one.
You'll get a look.
1st and 10. Poe looking, fires it off, and he's able to get that one complete at the 45-yard line. Looked like there might have been a little more space there, but then the Saints quickly closed it in.
Yeah, there was space there. But this St. Paul's defense has got some athletes, man. They're on top of you.
That was Devontae Patrick with his first catch of the night, the senior wide receiver.
I'm impressed with Poe there making a decision on the option route. He had his 2 guys out there open, but he chose the one farther up the field for more positive yardage. And it was a read on where the corner was going to go. Cardinal was in no man's land. He picked the guy that's farthest upfield.
And threw it well.
Yeah.
Pickup of 7. Autry hit and buried in the backfield. Peyton Dickerson, the sophomore defensive end, came and read that one beautifully and made the stop.
Excellent play by that young man there, just to stick his face in there, find the ball carrier, and stop him right here for a loss. Take a look at it. Wow. I think they were reading him, but he said, read this.
Yeah, even their 5-star guys hit hard. Or the guys that aren't 5 stars, I should say.
3rd and 4 for the Toros. Poe looking on the right side out of the backfield. Autry can't hold on to it. There's pressure coming.
Again, that was his 2nd read. He picked up the back, and it was a good read. The receivers were covered downfield, so go to his outlet out in the flare.
And Mark Freeman puts his hand up, tells the offense, stay out there. We're going for it here.
Yeah, that was a big down, big series for him, so they're looking to get something positive out of this. Don't want St. Paul's to run away with it too far here in their home stadium.
4th and 3. Bunch the formation all together. Patrick will come on the right side. Poe, a quick kick coming. And got off a beauty. Great kick by Joel Poe that goes all the way back to the 10, where Towner will hustle back, uses the 4-3 speed to go back and chase that one down.
Okay, he can run fast forward, and he can run fast sideways.
Yeah,
you notice
you
that?
got that 4-3 in your pocket. You want to use it as many times as you can.
Tonight's encore trivia question: who is the head coach with the most wins in St. Paul's school history? Been playing football since 1973. Go back in the history. Do you have that one, Dan? Do you have that?
I certainly have a guess.
Which is probably going to be correct.
Well, you know.
The Encyclopedia of Southern Alabama football.
I think I know who you're thinking, and I'm not sure it is.
No, I don't think that's who I'm thinking of. That you think that I'm thinking. I don't think.
Now these guys are starting to read each other's minds.
I don't. Yeah, we're like an old married couple in counseling.
John Arundel again text in with the correct answer, and I have to turn my phone over so Dan doesn't see it.
Yeah, I think I know who it was.
It's hard to stump old Dan Brennan now on this historical stuff.
I think you're overplaying me a little bit. I think our man Jim, he buries himself in the athletic libraries and comes up with this stuff. I like the game we're seeing tonight, guys. I really do.
St. Paul's. Again, we were talking about the fact that, their opponent's record, 8-17 coming to this. We kind of thought this was going to be their first real big test.
Right, that's since the Fairhope game, which they lost.
Paget fires this one. Oh, it was overthrown and goes right through the hands of the Nebraska commit, Jonathan Cook.
Yeah, he had a couple of options there. He had McPherson there, too, streaking, and he had a chance for a big play. He was wide open.
That's potential game changer there, because Cook might have been able to take that one the other way.
I don't think Bo Pelini's going to pull the offer, but yeah, this is the young guy that's committed to Nebraska, but that happens a lot when it's
Pat Greenwood
Just tipped.
Not only, you're talking about a Nebraska commit. There's a guy from Minnesota down here on the sidelines looking at Cook as well. And many people say they wouldn't be surprised to see him wind up at Alabama. So
Right.
Pelini's got some competition, no doubt.
Guy from Minnesota's here because it's snowing up there.
He's running away from the wind.
So I hate
flag
to
it.
say this, if you just want to tap the guy from Minnesota on the shoulder and tell him you got no shot, you might, just save him.
Saving the plane
yeah,
ticket.
go
or
ahead.
go on to the beach tonight. Huh?
Yeah, man, go down to Gulf Shore. It's going to be real pretty. You got Bayfest coming up.
Yep, timeout called for by the Saints. Pat Greenwood.
Well, the thing is, he's in his Minnesota gear.
Yeah.
Kind of stands out a little bit.
Yes, he does.
Does he have a coat on?
And he's been attracting a lot of attention. But actually, I just talked to an ESPN reporter as well. He's down here looking at Trey Williams from St. Paul's. And, you talk about the future of college football with Trey Williams on one side. You had Cook on the other side for Spanish Fort. A lot of big-time potential. And when you're talking about Williams specifically, may be the #1 player in the state next year when we're talking recruiting.
Right.
Dick, you probably know his uncle, I think, was Charlie Vaughn, quarterback. Used to be quarterback at Blunt.
Charles Vaughn?
Charles Vaughn.
Oh, really?
That's
Okay.
Trey
Yeah, I didn't
Williams'
know that.
uncle.
Wow, okay.
Got Vaughn, the young running back at Blunt, too, who's a really, really good player.
Well, thus far, I can tell you guys, I've been pretty impressed with Trey Williams. Good speed, good feet, read the football, and, hey, he can play some offense. He can catch the football, Dan.
He reminds me a little of Jim, is the guy we saw. We saw a kid that's now at Alabama a couple of years ago at Thomasville. Linebacker, running back. They did whatever they wanted with him. He's at Bama now. That name will come to
Hayes?
me. Yes, Hayes. Size, speed, everything.
Everything. 3rd and 10. Paget looking right the whole way, and he's buried on the backside as Justin Murray comes in and blindsides Paget.
Yeah, that was one of those plays you dream about happening as a linebacker.
You don't dream about it if you're Paget.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he got it. Hey, you talking about bringing the dream to life right there. Wow.
How about Paget holding on to the football?
Wow.
How about Paget just getting up off the grass?
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God.
Yannick Wildrot will now have to punt from inside his end zone and a chance to change the field position dramatically in this game.
First big punch by the St. Paul's
High snap.
Spanish Fort defense.
Wildrot with not a great kick, but it does take the Saints bounce in the 40-yard line is where the Toros will start over.
And when you get a short kick like that, you hear the guys going Peter, 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 signifying a little short kick, get away from it, look for the football so it doesn't hit you.
Hey, want to remind you that our United Rentals Player of the Game will be presented tonight. You'll have 3 choices, and also want to thank Dave Murray. Hey, he's the guy who runs United Rentals, and he's also one of the coaches here at Spanish Fort, so he's a guy who loves to have his business be a part of high school football. So thanks to Dave Murray and everybody at United Rentals for being a part of the player of the game. And tonight, after the game, we'll give you 3 choices to vote for, and we'll also have our player of the game from the Viger Wolves, DeLorean Bethay, as this one given up the middle, and Sammy Tolbert inside the 25-yard line, and a first down for the Toros, and it brings the crowd to life here on the hill.
Yeah, one of the defenders didn't see the football, ran right by it trying to hit the quarterback, assuming the quarterback still had the ball, but the back was by him and up the field. You can take a look at it there. It's still back there, but the football is 20 yards down the other direction.
Again, we'll tell you about all the turnovers this Saints defense has forced. They come to Crane, and Crane with a catch down to about the 18-yard line. And we start to see a little rhythm developing for the Toros on offense.
Yeah, we've seen Blaine Crane since he was a sophomore, too. He wasn't 6'3" the first time we came in this yard.
I don't think Joel Poe was as big. I don't think he was 6 foot 200 pounds when we saw him as a wide-eyed sophomore.
Right, he's about 150 pounds.
Fake to Autry, looking for Crane up top, and that one intercepted. It was tipped. But now they'll say he's out of bounds.
I thought he got his foot in.
Yeah, Green tipped it, and Towner was there.
Towner, the safety, comes over. The corner looks like he comes down with it, and let's watch.
No, it's Towner tips it, and Jalen Green comes down with it. There's the tip by Towner. His feet were out. Great call by the ref.
And already 1 turnover forced in 23 on the year for St. Paul's. They almost had number 24 there.
That was just they were thinking, okay, our guy's 6'3", let's throw it up and see what happens.
But that guy was 5'11", so he's close.
3rd and 3.
It was Towner again making a play.
Autry on the right side, hits, spins, and he's going to have the first down, and now more inside the 10 into the 5-yard line.
Good tough running by the back there. Just keeping his feet driving, spinning on the dime, getting positive yardage as he spins it. Running through the tackles as if they're not there. There's no quit in this group, I can tell you that. Got a spin move there, spin there. Drives his legs.
Yeah, that was Boudreaux, and Boudreaux doesn't miss much as a tackler.
Yeah, he missed on that one. That would have been a 4th down. That would have kept him behind the line.
Now, Sammy Tolbert will line up at the Wildcat. Joel Poe to the receiver at the top of the screen. Crane to the bottom. And Tolbert goes up the middle. He drops the shoulder, and he's going to push it to about the 1.
He had some space in the middle there, and he took advantage of it, but the secondary guys came up there to make a play.
They want to... Zach just checked in with, hey, guys, wants a McGill score, and it's 35-0 Yellow Jackets with 8 minutes to go in the second.
That is amazing.
Thanks for checking in with us, Zach.
Looks like McGill's getting better.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah, it is.
Tolbert again wants to keep it on the right side, puts his head down, and he's in for the score.
Yeah, faked it around the end and just had to get the positive yardage himself. Good choice, first down, touchdown, I'm sorry.
The Spanish Fort offense for the 40 yards, Jim. That looked like the Spanish Fort offense we were expecting coming in.
Yeah, and they take advantage of the short field.
Yep.
Tolbert.
Actually, he had to get past his own guy there.
Yeah, that was run all the way by the quarterback. It was just a misdirection to the Foley defense.
That was Cook from the defensive side. They brought over on offense, like you said, seeing all the talent on both sides of the ball here tonight. And Theodore has got the point after, and it's 14-7. And we just might have the game of the week again, guys.
By the way, got a couple of kickers that can get it done if it comes down to that.
Injured Toro. We'll tell you about that after the break. St. Paul's on top 14-7, but the Toros have answered back. Six and a half to go here in the second quarter. Spanish Fort has tied it, and we'll have to see how Victor Dunning, 5'9", 230-pound senior, and he looks to be in a great deal of discomfort there.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, don't want to put any pressure on that left leg. Let's pray that this young man's okay. Nothing serious.
Great game here tonight on UTV 44.
Yeah, proud school over here, Spanish Fort. Not going to let St. Paul's just come in here and take over.
And
So got the ball in the end zone before the half.
How about the facility here?
How about everything? Yeah, Vic, when you come in and you come down the hill, and it's a beautiful setting.
University of Spanish Fort over
really,
here.
I'm telling you. Great, beautiful stadium, great press box, great everything.
Sure, I was telling some people, if you haven't been over here, you got to come see this sprawling campus.
Theodore this time with a high kick, and Towner trying to stay out of the end zone and does it the 1. Towner looking to the outside. He's got a seam. Towner to the 30. Towner trying to take this one 100 yards, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by the kicker, Theodore, at the 40.
He'll hear about that, letting the kicker get him. I'm telling you, every time, I don't care what the kicker plays, he is not supposed to tackle a return guy.
Towner is a guy that we've been talking about during the break even. We're talking about him on the air. We're talking about him when we're not on the air. What do you see here, buddy?
And then he answers back here. He just gets to the outside using his speed there, but Connor had a good angle being the last safety, but still not supposed to tackle a man that runs a 4-3 guy.
He can go, man.
He takes it 60 yards there. Kylan Towner.
Well, you saw that seam open up, Jim, and we were like, uh-oh.
It was like watching Devin Hester on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, here he goes.
A Chicago Bear, you mean?
Inside give. McPherson, speaking of speed and seams, he's down to the 21.
Yeah, McPherson spindling and winding down the field there to get a huge pickup for his team.
Got to give some credit to those guys right up front. Like a little trap play, and they just blocked it beautifully.
Yeah, Latham and Whitfield on the left side doing a great job over there.
And how about Nick McClendon down the field making a block?
At the 22, pickup of 18.
Spanish Fort team knows how to block, don't they? Or the St. Paul's team, I should say. They really power football.
Paget comes to Huff. Huff inside the 15. And about the 14-yard line.
When Huff comes all the way back between him and McPherson, are there going to be 2 running backs on the same 5A team? That good?
Yeah, and they've also got Austin Mosley, who's run the ball well, another junior back there. They've got some depth.
Now, Huff's a senior, though. He'll be going on.
Yep, he is.
He'll just, McPherson will cycle right on in there.
The all-time rusher at the school that's had such great football for so many years.
And McPherson might be one to challenge that record. He's all those yardage as an 8th grader and now as a freshman as well. And they're both in the backfield. And McPherson looking for a block downfield, gets it inside the 5 as he was following right off the backside of Darius Whitfield.
Yeah, just running the inside veer with him there. Not afraid to let him get the football between the tackles. They block it so well, you might as well. He can find him some space there, and he gets some space. He's going up the field.
You can see they have just simplified this offense and said, we're just going to get back to doing what we can do with the personnel we do have. And they're a lot more concise than they were early in the season.
Yeah, they're pulling guards and tackles, but when they come through there, they're coming with some authority.
Now both Slater and Williams will shift to the left. Boudreaux, the linebacker, at fullback. And they give it to Huff, who goes on the right side, and he walks in for the touchdown.
Same thing. They had Crosby Latham, the guard, to just buck around that right side. He gets over there and clears things out. He clears it out so easy. He's just on his knees. He's blocked the guy out of the way, so Huff just follows him through the hole, hops in there.
40-yard field for each team on those scores there. And how about the answer back quickly by St. Paul's?
Yeah, it didn't take long. It started with Towner with the return that you talked about, Jim, and then with the short field, they don't even have to put it in the air. They just run it down your throat.
Yeah, those long runs are like passes.
Bodette on for the point after. Farr, the holder. High snap. Farr gets it down. And Bodette puts it right between the S and the F.
Spanish Fort has got to hope it's a shootout now.
They need it to be 21-7. St. Paul's with a 21-7 lead here, and Steve Mask told us the other day on the pregame show, he said, hey, if this gets into a basketball game, a high-scoring game, this is not going to be good for us.
Right, but if you're scoring all the points, that's not so bad. St. Paul's is doing something that 2 of those great 6A programs really couldn't do to this Spanish Fort team, and that is just run the football right at them.
Well, let me tell you, I only spoke to Coach Mask for 2 minutes, and I've only met him for 2 minutes. I can tell you that guy'd rather run the football than pass the football.
Yeah, he's a defensive guy.
I've met quite a few coaches. I can tell you that's his MOA.
And at the 20 are where the Toros will start. Pat Greenwood.
Well, we'll see who comes in at that right tackle spot for Spanish Fort. Victor Dunning sitting out on the bench. They were looking at his left knee. They took the brace off of it. He's obviously in some pretty serious pain, so we wish the best for that young man.
Sure. Sending some prayers up for him as we speak.
Now the Toros will start back at the 20.
25 now, right? On the going to kick it in the end zone?
Nope, it's 20.
Sorry, 20. My bad. This is an offense that finally got it together last drive, and then quickly answered by St. Paul's. Let's see if they can go the full length, the 80 yards.
Now Kristen Cotton, a defensive starter, splits out at wide receiver. They look for Blaine Crane, and that one's tipped. Going up to get a hand on that one to knock it away was Walter Little. Scoring drive, 5 plays, 40 yards, just a minute 48, finished off by Huff.
Yeah, the quarterback's got to settle down and make some good decisions like he was doing early on. He's got 2 receivers open. He's got his pick. He's just got to get the right one and get the football to him.
You know, a new challenge for the Toros, too. You know, probably have not been behind by 2 touchdowns this season.
But at least it's an offense that can operate from behind.
Sure. Yeah, they score 41
like,
a game.
Right. You look like you're in a hurry up, but you're just in your offense.
Poe looking down the middle of the field. This one hangs up in the air, tipped and intercepted yet again. Xavier Carmichael. Second pick for the Saints tonight, and Carmichael, there's going to be a flag. This one's going to get brought back, but still.
2 of them.
Carmichael on his feet all the way to the 20. And that one looked like it was just kind of heaved up for grabs in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and Crane just did not make a good play on the ball. He was there. He was kind of a jump ball. In fact, he was competing with a teammate down there.
Well, I think he had the receiver open, but here's one of those opportunities where he had a little bit too much air under the ball.
Yeah.
You need to come on a straight line. Here's the replay.
But it's Crane and Sammy Harris, okay? They're the two closest to the ball right there.
Yeah.
Second turnover of the night.
Yeah, that was one he was looking for a rainbow pass, but the receiver was running one where he just needed to put it on a zip to
And you could see it developing. Middle of the field was open momentarily.
It was.
So the block in the back will move this one to the 40. Again, it's like the common starting field position tonight.
Here we go again.
But credit St. Paul's defense. Hey, tip drill, get the football.
Amazing. 24 turnovers now that St. Paul's has taken away in 5.5 games of football.
So that's, that's more than a trend. That's telling you this is what this team does.
McPherson bottled up to the inside.
Matt Hall doing a good job.
Good player.
Yeah, you kind of could see McPherson wanted to try to get it back to the outside because there was a gap on the left.
Well, I can tell you one thing. At some point, you're going to see Padgett keep it and try to sneak around the corner because he's a pretty good athlete.
And then he's going to want to drop the shoulder and hit
He's going to want to drop the shoulder.
Then he's going to find out he's not a tough athlete, or is he going to win that battle?
He's going to win.
He's going to win. All right.
He's going to win against most or get the draw.
Well, it's going to be there because just like you guys are saying, they're setting it up and they're starting to suck them in because those backs are gashing them between the tackles.
Yeah, even a quick little play action out of that. Even a quick little, let's just watch and see this develop.
They give it off to Huff on the near side. Huff stutter steps and gets hit out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Boy, I hope to see that man make a full recovery from the devastating knee injury as a junior.
What a career.
Oh.
I mean, all-time leading rusher.
And let's see, have they had some good backs come through St. Yes.
Man. Yeah.
Man, I tell you, the back, Otis McPherson, gave him a great block up in the middle there. Gave all he's got with his little 5'8", 160 pounds.
All right,
one of the defenders.
They bring Williams back in.
Because they can.
Right. 3rd and 3. Tate out there, Padgett out there as well as Huff will run it out of the Wildcat. Huff gives it to McPherson, who nearly dropped it, but he's going to have the first down to the 26.
Yeah, Otis McPherson, such a great athlete. The ball slipping out his back pocket. He just tucks his wallet in and keep going upfield, making that money.
Look at the hole. Look at the blocking, though.
Man, look at the balls back there.
Yeah.
Hey, he doesn't even slow down. He just gathers his wallet, stuffs it in his back pocket, and say, hey, I'm going to get this first down.
Almost had the church money on the ground there.
He did. You don't want to leave any change back behind.
At the 26 and a fresh set of downs for the Saints. McGill 45-0 over Blunt in the second quarter. McPherson to the 23-yard line.
It's hard to believe. The Blunt team that was rolling along 2 weeks ago. Of course, you get your quarterback hurt.
And let me tell you guys, that's such an emotional football game.
We talked about it.
And Viger game, I had to miss it, but they may have left some stuff on the field, and it's demoralizing to come off such an emotional high.
I agree, but
so
I didn't know
got to do a coaching job this week.
I didn't know the collapse would be that great.
Well, and then
you
also
felt one
credit
coming.
McGill. They've got a great football team.
They do.
Got a great player.
They're coming off a game against Daphne. They had to bring their A game last week. We're on this side of the bay.
I think Jared Kihas and I just talking to McGill can wrap up the region tonight with a win.
Amazing.
McPherson, to make it Huff, had trouble with the football just like McPherson, but he breaks a tackle inside the 10, looking to the corner, cuts it back, still on his feet, horse collared at the goal line, touchdown Saints.
Good, tough running.
Wow, that had it all.
Outside the inside. Hey, he didn't want to leave his church money on the ground either because, hey, he was taking it to the bank.
Boy, that could be the run that brings this kid all the way back. Yeah, a run like that's so tough, and he's got to give everything. Yeah, physical, because Huff had quite an injury, and he's bouncing back from it. A lot of it's, can be between the ears, right, Jim?
Oh, yeah, and is the knee going to hold up? And watch at the end here how he fights through the kind of horse tackle at the end.
Yeah, he just finishes the run right there.
That was no kind of a horse tackle. That was
a super one.
100%.
And it is 28-7. St. Paul's, but there is a ton of football left.
There is.
An offense that can score a lot of points, and they're going to have to tonight, but Jordan Huff, and you know what? Good for that young man.
I agree. I love it for him. there is a lot of time left. There is an offense in black that can score, but can the defense in black slow down this team that is gashing them on the run? And it's a demoralizing sort of way to punish people and beat people, Vic, when you're beating them at the line of scrimmage, jamming it down their throat.
Yeah, you take the heart of a defense out by running it right between the tackles, hitting you in the teeth like that. Then they got two backs that can do it inside and outside.
Want to thank Paige Plash and all his employees at Encore across the state for being a part of high school football here on Friday night. Who's at Greer's, Vic?
Oh, my man Robert. Greatest guy to wear the orange, blue, and red and white.
He is a class act.
And Advanced Collision. Want to thank Advanced Collision for their sponsorship of high school football here on UTV 44.
Back to live action.
And this one goes into the end zone as well. And I tell you, that's, something the strong leg there of Wildrop to send the Toros back to the 20 and make them go 80 yards each time. Huff with the 23-yard touchdown caps off a 2-minute and 17-second drive that takes, again, just 5 plays.
That's a great run. Just going back to that one play. Fantastic run by Huff.
Yeah, it had all facets in it. Almost had the fumble, inside, outside, broken tackles, horse collar.
Yeah, and it wasn't a long drive, as you just saw in the summary. There was just 5 plays, but they were just big pickups there. And,
after the interception and the penalty, brought it back to the 40 again. That's where everybody seems to be starting here tonight. Poe gives it off, and Tolbert will get a couple.
Had plenty of room, but Trey Williams just shut the big hole down. Thought there was going to be something there, but Trey just comes up in there and sticks his face in there and says, stop right here. Almost for no gain.
Yeah, I'd say no gain on that one. And Tolbert will stay in the backfield. Harris in the slot, and Crane out wide to the bottom of the screen toward the Toro sideline. Poe, play fake. Looks, and he comes to Harris, his first catch tonight, and Harris will be knocked out of bounds at around the 27.
They've had Harris catching the ball in this place for a while, haven't they?
They've been playing football for, I think, 7 years here. They have yet to have a non-Harris roster.
No, a non-Harris at wideout.
And they'll have another one. He's just a junior, so he'll be here next year. Now this program has grown from...
Well, again, you pointed out when we looked at the region standings that 3 of those teams in this region have won a state title in the last
5 years.
5 years. 3 different teams.
Crane knocked out of bounds. Of course, Spanish Fort started. They were playing their games at Daphne while the stadium got built, and they built this beautiful stadium. And you had Barry Gibson, and then you had Brian Vincent come in and took them to the state championship. And then Mark Freeman came up from Gulf Shores, which some at the beach weren't real happy with, it seemed like, when he left to come up here. And he's done such a great job. And you look at this facility here on the hill, it's just as great a place as you'll find. Now looking to set up the screen, they come to Tolbert, and a great play by Jeb Boudreaux. The linebacker reads the screen the whole way and puts a smile on Vic Lockett's face.
Oh, yeah, Jeb did just what he's supposed to do. He dropped back in his coverage, then he gets back down and gets his feet up under once he noticed the screen underneath and comes up there and just tattoo him right there.
How fundamentally sound is this defense, Vic?
Hey, they are where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there.
So we get a timeout here.
Heat timeout, I guess, Jim.
Yeah, and Coach Mask told us, Dan, we were standing at the 50-yard line, and he was talking to us and just having fun before the game. And he said, defense, it's so much about getting lined up. He said, there's all this and that and that. And he's like, get lined up and be able to make a play. And you and I are kind of looking like, really? That's it?
Well, that is it, because that's what the offense wants to do. They want to disguise and deceive you so much.
Yeah.
But if you can just get lined up, and that's what these coaches want to do, get you lined up in the right position to make a play.
Coming up at halftime, it's the M&S Music halftime show. Stick around to listen to these bands here. We want to thank them for their sponsorship of high school football. Also, Caligas, print with the people who know color. And our friends at United Rentals, who will give you the player of the game. Ooh, we got some choices already.
Yeah, Dan's already writing them down before he forgets them. There is some plays being made out here. But all this deception, that they're trying to do, St. Paul is saying, here I am, no matter where you are. No matter where you go, there you are.
Yeah, they got guys that are lined up, and then they show up.
2nd and 10. Poe looking, feeling pressure. Now he's going to scramble out the right side. Now he wants to heave it. Looking for Patrick. Picked off yet again, and it's Carmichael with his second one tonight.
Yeah, I don't think he saw him at all.
Nope.
He thought he saw his receiver going to cross over there and get that. He threw that line drive in there, but hey, St. Paul's is up to the task again. Take a look at it. Got a little pressure.
Got a little pressure, and when he flushes out, you're right, Vic. He obviously did not see Carmichael because it ended up right between the 2 and the 4.
Yeah, it's almost like an offensive reception there.
Second interception for Carmichael tonight.
Now we might see St. Paul's in a little bit of a hurry up here. They've got a chance to do something.
42 seconds left on the clock. They want to maybe get something extra here, cheap, since they got the. Oh no, they're just gonna settle in and be satisfied with a 28-7 lead going into the half.
So Paget will take a knee.
Is that something or what? St. Paul's ahead so comfortably that with 40 seconds left in the half.
And a timeout.
And then the ball near midfield. They just say.
Well, think about the coach. Defensive coach,
I get
conservative.
it. I get it.
Hey, he's comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't want anything weird to happen.
Yeah,
Putting the football in the air.
Right, he doesn't want St. Paul's, or he doesn't want Spanish Fort to get it back.
Correct. And give them something with some momentum going into the halftime.
Yeah.
So he's satisfied. Hey, we'll go in here and make a few adjustments.
Yeah, this tells me he likes the way his defense is playing and said, we're good.
You don't like the way they're playing?
No, yeah, I love the way they're playing.
Pat Greenwood's gonna catch up with Coach Mask, and I would like to be in the Toro dressing room at halftime.
Yeah, they're going to have to do their best to not be demoralized by this, what's happened here in the first half.
St. Paul's crowd all decked out in white here tonight, just like their team. And let's go to Pat Greenwood with Coach Mask.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Coach, I tell you before the game, it's 28-7 your way at halftime. What would you say?
Let's go to Biloxi. I give all the credit to our kids. Our assistant coach, came in a good plan, but this thing's a long way from being over. They're very, very explosive, but, we played our guts out and did what we needed to do, not what we wanted to do, but what we needed to do.
The defense is doing what we expected, but offensively, your offensive line is playing a heck of a game.
Well, they've grown up. We've still got a ninth grader up there, but in the last 5 or 6 weeks, they've come together a little bit and they've grown up. So, we just got a long way to go. This thing's far, far from being over.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
guys.
it. So, yeah, look, you never know what Spanish Fort can do, but they got a long hill to climb up at the hill, don't
they sure do.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, nice, Pat Greenwood. So, our player of the game last week, Viger's big win, running back DeLorean Bethea.
Yeah, Bethea for Blunt, man, he had a good game. This kid ran and ran very well, and this was after the injury. Of course, Toppings came in hurt, and then Viger hurt him some more. And without Bethea, Blunt was in a world of trouble last week.
Yeah, it was 14-0 at the half, and pretty soon behind Bethea there early on in the third quarter, it was 14-13. It really changed the complexion of the game.
Yeah, they kind of showed their will on the offensive line, but they just kind of ran out of gas at the end, and Viger hangs on for the win. But Bethea, he wasn't any bit of the problem for Blunt. Look at that.
That was a silly run there.
Yeah.
That's a highlight. Really.
Silly and effective.
All right, and at the end of tonight's game, you'll be able to log on to United Rentals player of the game at UTV44.com. We'll have some choices for you. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see the St. Paul's Band coming up after this on UTV44. Halftime here on the hill, and St. Paul's on top 28-7 in our M&S Music halftime show. Let's go down now and enjoy the Spanish Fort Band. Halftime here at Spanish Fort, and the Saints 28-7. They have the lead over Spanish Fort, and really came out here, and then the turnovers that we talked about in the pregame show, and that defense really is what fueled this first half for St. Paul's.
Yeah, I mean, it did. I mean, the St. Paul's defense has been very opportunistic, and their offense has been nothing but power stuff, where they're just challenging this Spanish Fort defense to stop what they run. There's a big interception that really started things off early on.
And here was Austin McPherson, the freshman, who broke that one. And then again, we saw the ball go up in the air, and Carmichael able to get his second interception the first half. That one got brought back to the 40 on a block in the back, and it set this up. Jordan Huff with a real physical run here, and gets horse-collared at the end and still makes it in with 6 black jerseys all around him. We said hopefully that's a run that really helps to put at ease the mind of Jordan Huff that, hey, that knee's back 100%.
Yeah, and Huff had a great first half with 68 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns. Good for him.
Well, Dan, you're talking about the defense. What I like, a defensive player actually scored a touchdown for St. Paul's. And Trey Williams, playing both sides of the football, playing tough on defense, then also playing offense and getting a touchdown.
Take a look at those total offensive yardage in the first half. 214 yards for the Saints to just 86, I believe it said, for Spanish Fort. Huff with a big first half. Carmichael with a couple of picks. Poe coming into tonight's game. Poe 16 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions and 95 throws. He throws 3 in 11 passes tonight. And let's go down to Pat Greenwood.
All right, got a chance to talk with Coach Freeland as he was coming out of the locker room. He said, obviously not our best half of football, but he said the problems that they're having are problems that they're doing to themselves. You saw the interceptions in the highlights. You saw a couple of tipped passes. He said, the deal is, fellas, we have 2 halves of football. That first half wasn't our half. He says that we're going to see the best half of football from Spanish Fort that we've seen all year right now.
They're going to need it.
Yep, they are, and that's positive outlook on his part, but he's seen this team score a lot of points. There's no reason to believe that they can't do it again. Again, they've beaten Fairhope, they've beaten Daphne, and the St. Paul's team, you know, kind of they undervalued themselves, or maybe some of us undervalued them a little bit when you looked at how they struggled to start the year. The loss to Fairhope, scoring just 1 touchdown against Williamson, and doing that on the last play of the game to escape with a victory. But man, you talk about a team that has developed as the season's gone along. Steve Mask knows what he has. He's simplified things offensively. And this team now is just reflecting his personality.
And you wondered, you know, they had the 6-0 win over Williamson in week 2 after losing 29-21 to Fairhope. They played BC Rain, won 35-0. BC Rain down a little bit this year. Then they beat Gulf Shores 49-0. Then they beat 2A Choctaw County 42-8. So we were kind of saying, okay, you know, they're playing better, but now let's see what they do against a real quality opponent.
Right.
And they have answered the bell here tonight.
No doubt about it.
Well, Spanish Fort, as you guys have pointed out, have been there, done that before, and they play a type of offense, if you illustrated, that can come back. So this is going to be an interesting half, and we're going to see what kind of character Spanish Fort has.
Other games going around tonight. Thomasville trying to get things kind of going back their way. They're struggling a bit this year, uncharacteristically. UMS Wright in Monroe County tonight. Strawn and Bayside. Cottage Hill, T.R. Miller, W.S. Neal, and Excel. And Choctaw County, Mobile Christian, who's having a great year.
Yeah, they are.
So far this year.
Unbeaten.
5-0. St. Luke's is all over Marengo early on tonight. Sweetwater and Flomaton, Southern Choctaw and Leroy, Fruitdale and McIntosh. And
big one up there.
You see the rest of the games here. We got a big one here tonight.
And if I can make an observation about we've seen the St. Paul's defense for just 2 periods, right? This is all we've seen them so far this year. Yes, I know that Spanish Fort, this offense can score in bunches. I don't know what offense you can run in high school football right now that's going to do a lot of damage against this St. Paul's defense. I'm buying into them.
Yep.
After what I've seen.
And, you know, Coach Mass told Pat Greenwood, he said, you know, our players, he said, also they're just playing their hearts out tonight.
Yeah. And not only that, as you pointed out too earlier, they're in the right place. These coaches have positioned them to make plays. Give credit to St. Paul's.
Wild drop. We'll send this one back to the 1. It'll be taken by Cook. And Jonathan Cook gets tripped up at about the 22-yard line.
Yeah. Looked like he had something cooking there, but tripped up on his own footing.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more of Cook on offense here in the second half. Again, much like Trey Williams coming over to the offensive side for St. Paul's. You've got an all-state cornerback who obviously has got a lot of skills, ball skills, speed. You need to get him on the field. They're going to do that.
Yep, we'll see him line up at the top of the screen.
When Cook's in the game, you know, there's a reason for that.
Get him the football, huh?
Right.
They come to Crane to the near side, and that one's almost jumped. Crane able to come up with a catch, and it's going to be a first down up to the 27-yard line as Jalen Green read that one. What was a split second too late. Otherwise, it would have been the 4th turnover of the night.
And Jeb Boudreaux had a play on him. He just sidesteps him and gets up some more yardage to get the first down. As you see it come out here to him. Almost makes that interception. He makes a move there on Boudreaux to get some more positive yards and kick the sticks for a first down.
Crane with the reception, and now they'll put Cook to the bottom of the screen with Harris and Crane up top. And they'll come to Cook. They get it in his hands, as Dan Brennan suggested, and that's why. Cook up to the 42. You saw the quick move.
D1 meets D1, though. Williams comes in there, kind of helps bottle them up. So, again, you got the... It's not any big surprise that a collision course between the, two really highly touted and highly recruited players.
Yeah, Cook's about 6'1" in corner. Does Nick Saban like tall corners?
Oh, yeah. He'll be on his radar, I'm sure.
He is on his radar, I'm sure.
And in fact, I need to give him a buzz about old Trey Williams.
Hang on now.
2nd and 3. Inside, Sammy Tolbert to the 47-yard line. That's going to be another first down.
Don't worry, he doesn't return my calls.
Well, I mean, there's other shows out there that talk about recruiting, but when you watch high school football on UTV 44, recruiting is actually going on when Vic Lockett is in the... I mean, he's actually texting and calling during the game, so you're really part of the action.
We go back to the 1-game suspension.
Yeah, we've been probation-free here for a few years. Let's don't get us back.
Well, I didn't say what team, did I?
Oh.
Poe, a little play fake, now looking over the middle of the field, and he's got that one complete to Blaine Crane at the 27.
Yeah, that's a tough kid right there, man. And he goes over the middle, knowing it's dangerous territory. He just has got something about him, man. He really is a tough kid that gives everything he's got.
How about the throw by Poe?
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
On a line.
Yeah, Blaine just goes down there and digs it up and comes down with the football for positive yardage.
Joel Poe, the senior.
Not afraid to go across the middle of Crane, is it?
Play action again. Looks on the far side. Here's Crane at the 19. Crane makes a nice move to the 15. And now he's got another first down for the Toros.
Now the field's going to shrink here a little bit, so let's see what St. Paul's does, maybe bring in some pressure, because you can see when Poe's got some time, it's like he's a different guy, right?
Yeah, he's just been off just a hair on the other passes, and he was going in the right direction. A couple of times he got away from him. He didn't see other defenders, but overall, I've been impressed with him.
This time they'll give it off. Sammy Tolbert ridden down by Dickerson.
Yeah, Pate Dickerson did a good job there, just fighting off the block, riding into the football, getting rid of him, make the tackle. Look at him driving back. Look out, I'm trying to make a play.
Boy,
see you later.
Beat the block, just wanted it more.
Yeah, Caleb Hall got away from the center. Loss of 2, so 2nd and 12 for the Toros. Poe gets it to Tolbert on a little screen. Tolbert going to be hit down to the 10-yard line.
Well, just like the old wise guy Dan Brennan predicted, it kind of tightened up down here. Not a lot of space to work with. Defense tightens up as well. Brings them down to, I thought it was 4th down situation at this point, but it's there.
Tolbert
down marker saying 3rd down.
Nice job of breaking a couple of tackles to move that thing forward, but
you're in 4-down territory here.
Yeah, with this score, yes. You would think anyway.
Watch Patrick in the slot up top of the screen. Hard count.
Did get him.
Yep, Jared Holloway jumped over. He's our guest on the pregame show.
He's a strong young man, 6 foot 270. Can bench press the gym. You know?
They stopped him squatting at 550. Said no more.
Yeah.
Too much weight for too young a guy, huh?
Yep, that was the determination.
Bench something silly like 425, 450, something just outrageous.
Sort out the yardage here to move him up.
Yeah, it'll be a half the distance.
St. Paul's has got gets a sprinkling of very good 6A type talent on a 5A football team, especially a lot of those guys on defense.
And with all those variables, that equals wins. 6 A's plus 5 A's
Plus good
W's.
Plus good coaching.
Got to get that in there.
Yep.
So it's not going to be a first down. It's going to be just short because of the half the distance situation.
We'll put the coaches as the common denominator.
Against the defense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Third down.
Third and just a couple of inches.
Wasn't enough to get the first down, but I thought it would.
Well, this is where penetration, you're in a shotgun. Penetration can kill you right here.
Yeah.
If you're Spanish Fort.
They give it to Tolbert. Tolbert lunges forward, and he was down at the 1.
Yeah, he made a nice little quick move to keep the forward progress going. Otherwise, one of the defenders had a beat on him. But good play by Sammy Tolbert.
Yeah, first and goal here for the Toros.
As you see, he gets the handoff and makes that little step right there just to get the forward progress. Ground can't cause a fumble, so he was down, knee down.
See Austin McPherson coming over once in a while to play on defense as well.
Big drive by the Toros, very necessary drive.
Yep, 4 minutes thus far on this drive. They started at their own 20.
Crane up wide to the top by himself with one-on-one coverage.
Harris goes in motion. They give it to Tolbert. He's hit, but he pushes forward. He's got the touchdown Toros.
Yeah, Jeb Boudreaux read it just right, the linebacker, but he drove right through his tackle. Touchdown.
A couple of tough running backs in black, too, tonight. And Autry and Tolbert, man, they don't give an inch.
And they're tiny guys.
Yeah, a little bit smaller.
I think exactly what Spanish Fort needed coming out of the break there. And
no doubt about it. The confidence back to we can move the ball against this team. We can score. So,
well, he promised us the best half of football out of him, and he's delivered on his first drive.
He has.
Alexander Theodore on for the PAT. Coming right at you, and he's got it. And it is 28-14, 7:53 to go in the third. Get a good look there at Sammy Tolbert. He just cashed it in. And it's 28-14. Spanish Fort comes out on the first possession and marches it down the field for the touchdown by Sammy Tolbert. It's 28-14.
You're right. We talked about that. I was talking about how impressive that St. Paul's defense was in the first half. They had to do it the hard way. 80 yards against that bunch, and they did it.
Yes, 78 to be exact. 4 minutes and 7 seconds, and now it's 28-14. Now their defense is going to have to come out and stop them. What they need to do is make now Nick St. Paul's do the same thing. Go the length of the field because they've had great field position all night.
Towner's return 160 yards. It gave him a short field.
Theodore sends Towner back to the 2. Towner makes a move. Now he goes laterally, and there's a flag. And so it's going to be just that, as it's going to be all the way back inside the 10-yard line.
Yep, they're going to, that's right. Half the distance will put them inside the 10, and now exactly what Spanish Fort would want. They've got St. Paul's pinned back. We saw the Spanish Fort offense look completely different than we saw it in the first half. Let's see if defensively they can give you a completely different level of effort and execution against this very good St. Paul's offense.
Yeah, and St. Paul, there hasn't been a lot of fanciness or anything else.
No.
They've just come out and come right at you.
Yeah.
You look at the 2 backs there. Huff, 68 yards.
Well, Jared took it right out of my mouth. When you got 2 backs like they've got, you got one that can smash them, and then you got another one that can crash around the outside. That's a pretty good combo.
Yeah, when you have that identity and everybody's on board, you have an offensive line that is pulling and trapping and knocking people backwards.
Yep.
That's
recipe for a nice
lot of
birthday
wins.
cake.
Yeah.
Bradley Pageant at 1st and 10 from the 8, looks to the right side and skips that one over there, incomplete.
Yeah, just kind of died on him. He had him what he wanted, but just didn't have the strength to get it out there.
He's looking for the junior Tate. And now if you're the Toros, now you think, all right, now we blow up here on defense, and now we're going to get the ball back inside midfield.
Yeah, I think right there they were trying to trick Spanish Fort a little bit, because the obvious thing, the way they ran it in the first half, is they would run it from back here. So they were trying to get a cheapie right there, and now let's see what they do with going 3 wide.
Misdirection in the backfield, and they give it off to McPherson, and McPherson up to the 14-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and about 5.
McPherson shows you he can go inside a little bit. He's not afraid to stick his face in there, and he's popped a few of them.
Yeah, and a lot of times tonight, McPherson and Huff in the same backfield, which causes a lot of concern on the defensive side, right?
You better read your keys. Yep. That's all I can say. Don't trust your lying eyes. Read your keys.
Third down and 5.
Be a big stop if they get it. Crowd comes to the feet.
Play action, Pageant. Right side now feeling some pressure, spins away, reverses his field, trying to get to the outside, and Bradley Pageant's going to make a play, and he's going to have the first down, and Pageant does not go out of bounds. He drops the shoulder, and the old linebacker loves it, and he's got the first down.
All right, who called this one? But it was the kid he likes contact. He knew he wanted to get the first down. He makes a statement on a play here. This is some good athletic, running around here by Pageant, huh?
Yeah, he's real elusive there, and he gets back on the good side of the field where his linemen are already set up to make the blocks, and he just, hey, I'll get this one so we can kick the sticks and keep the drive alive.
How about the Saints going with some play action on a 3rd and 4 instead of just tossing it, and Pageant makes it all work out because what he was looking for was not open. Good defense initially by Spanish Fort.
Well, it's nice what a comfortable lead will make you do.
Jordan Huff trying to bounce it to the outside and pushes across the 25-yard line before Matt Hall rides him down.
Well, the lead was a little more comfortable at halftime, though.
Sure.
Mr. 99, because now it's 28-14, and we really feel like we've got a game again.
Yeah, he's got them in the rearview mirror. Before, they were not in the rearview mirror, but they're coming up on him now. But he still feels confident in his offense as well as his defense is playing, too, other than that first series.
Frankie D'Alonzo, the big fullback, 5'6", 217. He's in there to lead the block there. 4 receivers, McPherson in the slot. And he'll come to him. McPherson makes a move at the 30 and out to the 32-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. Going to bring up 3rd and a couple.
Spanish Fort bought the heat from that side, but wasn't able to get it on him quick.
Back Greenwood.
The Spanish Fort coaches all night have been stressing this 3rd down. I don't have the stats in front of me, but St. Paul's has been very good on 3rd down conversions this evening. And, again, for Spanish Fort, you got to make the stop here. They've been talking about flipping the field, talking about getting that ball back. They've got to make a stop here, and that 3rd down has been a killer so far.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why, because they keep bringing in these guys to block, and that would be Williams and Slater and a power package. They kind of just outmatch Spanish Fort.
Boudreaux in at fullback, 3rd and 3. They pitch it to Huff, and Huff cuts it against the grain, makes a move, and Huff, let's see how the knee is here. Huff inside the 40, the 30 against Cook, and he's brought down at the 16-yard line.
Well, again, give Spanish Fort some credit because they had it stopped at the point of attack where the Saints wanted to go. It was the ability of Huff to cut it back.
55 yards for Jordan Huff.
Well, Jordan Huff, he just said it, they had it bottled up, but that's what a great athlete can do. You can have it bottled up, you take a look at it, he just makes a play. He's coming over here, then he checks the back door, makes one move on one guy who had the backside door shut, but he opens the door by just forcing the issue.
Wow. So the field has been flipped.
Yes,
the other way. 124 yards on 15 carries for Huff, and here's Pageant. Man, the ball came loose. That ball is loose and recovered by Spanish Fort. Wow. The end of the play, that one got stripped out, and the Toros have it. So the Toros come up with the turnover. Kylan Cotton comes away with a football. First one for St. Paul's tonight.
And the first people to see the loose football in the turnover is the offense. So they were rushing to get out on the field and try to get a play.
There is a flag down. Let's watch Bradley Pageant here.
I think the ball's out there, but was he down or was he down on top of a defender?
Look at that. The ball was on, like almost on someone's back there when it just came popping.
This is high school football. Nothing's going to get reversed or anything. So don't hold your breath.
Can't throw a red flag.
Yeah.
So let's see what the penalty is.
We have an interception and change of possession. After the play, we had a personal foul against the defense. Half the distance to go, first down.
And the referee's calling the ball never touched the ground, saying it was an interception.
Yeah.
So
was on somebody's back, Jim. You're right. You call it an interception, but the
can't be an interception past the line of scrimmage.
Right. But how about that big play?
Yeah, that changes things dramatically.
Yeah, because again, Saints look like they're going to extend that lead to what it was at halftime again, 21. But
yes, get them back out of the rearview mirror.
Right.
But Spanish Fort says no. We're going to hang in the rearview mirror and looking to come up and make a pass.
So all the way back at the 5. Here's Poe. Poe rolls out the right side, looking for Crane. Crane just runs over the defender back there, and no flag as he bowled over Jalen Green.
Well, Jalen had his head around, so I think it's a pretty good no call.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just got to let him play football.
Yeah, and Green's stumbling a little bit, so, you know, he's in the way. I mean, Crane's going for the football.
You can't run through him if he's looking back because the ball is the defender's ball as well once it's in the air.
2nd and 10 from the 5.
Gives you an idea of what Spanish Fort thinks about going 95 yards. They said, you know, if we can do it in one play, that might be better.
Let's not push the foot around. Let's get it right now.
Exactly. 95 yards against this bunch on defense is asking a lot of any offense.
Play clock at 2, and Poe gets it off. Poe back in the end zone, now looking to go over the middle of the field to Crane. That's overthrown and nearly intercepted by Walter Little.
He sure likes Crane.
Yeah, Crane's a pretty excitable player, and he's probably one of the spiritual leaders on this football team as I was taking a look at him doing that interception. So, hey, he's excited. Get him involved.
Lots of protection.
Just a little high, and maybe the route wasn't correct either for that pass.
6 catches for 76 yards tonight for Crane. A 3rd and 10 from the 5. Toro cheerleaders with their pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we get a whistle before the play, and Mark Freeman wanted to take a timeout and does. You know, Mark Freeman was telling us in the pregame show, Dan, how having Joel Poe out there, he said, it's like having another coach. He said, a lot of times I'll say, what do you want to run? And Coach Freeman will say, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is Poe's been in this offense now for his 3rd season.
Yep.
Well, I tell you always, and I'll keep repeating it, those coaches love having senior quarterbacks. It lets them allow them to open up the playbook and then extend it as well.
Give you a update from McGill, 45-13. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Update you on some other scores from our viewing area here tonight. Baker and Bryant, a good one going on down in Biola Battery as we get our scores updated from our friends at My School Sports 24/7.com. 14-11. Baker leads Bryant. Daphne up 21-7 over Dothan. Fairhope leads Robertsdale 23-13. Foley a 23-0 lead over Baldwin County. Davidson 41-0 over Theodore. Biger 20-7. They lead Gulf Shores in the 3rd. UMS 49-0 over Marengo County. St. Luke's, or Monroe County, excuse me. St. Luke's leads Marengo 54-0. Williamson leads Faith Academy 20-13 at the half. Saraland leads Selma. Here we go, 3rd and 10 from the 5. Poe looking on the far side, fires it off, and he's got it at the sticks, and that's going to be good for a 1st down as he goes to Blaine Crane up on the top side of the field that time for his 7th catch of the night.
Well, he knew he had to pass the football, so this time they did something safe. Didn't try to go for the big chunk on the 3rd down. Give themselves another opportunity to hit the reset button and get a fresh set of downs and work from there.
Wide to this side of the field is Cook. Again, when he's in the game, you might as well take advantage of him because he's that sort of rare athlete.
He's got single coverage too.
Sammy Tolbert in the backfield. Tolbert will take the handoff, and he cuts it back up the middle and now to the left side, and Tolbert's going to have another 1st down for the Toros across the 30.
Nice little move. They ran the little veer there, and it opened up in the middle.
UTV 44 t-shirts making their way into the crowd here tonight. Great crowd as always at Spanish Fort. Boy, this community was ready for their own high school and their own football team, weren't they?
And I was about to say, we don't need t-shirts to get their spirits
and
up.
At halftime, they honored the back-to-back state championship baseball team here.
Oh, yeah.
At Spanish Fort.
They're doing a lot of things well here, including cooking. because we were delighted to see that. I don't know if it was a penance situation that they were feeling bad about a trip we had here a while back where
Dan Brennan
got shut
just
out.
picking at an old scab.
Anyway, they provided us with some shrimp that was. Oh my goodness, how good was that?
Well, it was so good we had 3 portions of it up here. We went to the field to talk to the coaches and came back and one was missing. And I don't want to say that Lee Shervanian stole it, but Lee Shervanian came over and stole our shrimp. And anybody who knows Lee is not shocked in the slightest.
No, they're like, he's totally capable of committing that crime. Hey, well, for Lee Shervanian, when it's food, it's a crime of passion.
Well, you guys get on Lee, and he doesn't weigh $1.25.
Well,
so
yeah.
where's this food going?
You tell me. Look, I'm not a scientist. I'm just telling you that guy will eat everything in sight.
Oh, well, I'd like to meet him at a buffet and see what happens.
Well, it's a lot of damage.
3:52 to go in the third. That's Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, Jim Cox, Pat Greenwood on the sideline, Jared Kihas.
Very spirited conversation between coach and quarterback here.
Not sure what the delay is.
Yeah, at first I saw the refs kind of
There's a
having a
flag
conversation.
back at the 31. Pat Greenwood, what's going on?
There's a penalty, and that's what we're trying to figure out exactly what it is. It's against Spanish Fort. Here we go. So that's what it is, encroachment on Spanish Fort. I believe what happened is one of the players on the offensive line, or one of the wideouts, I should say, didn't get set. So they're calling an encroachment here. Now, I don't know why it takes this long to back it up 5, but that's been the issue because Spanish Fort thought they had the first down. Obviously, that flag was dropped as the play started, and they're going to back them up.
Well, when it gets crazy when the UTV 44 T-shirts get flung into the crowd.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
You could look at Coach Steve Mask.
Well, he's not happy about it either, this delay. His team's has a bit of momentum in this game, and I'm sure he'd like to see the clock running too with his lead.
You're right. Look at him.
And they're still having a discussion because he gave the signal of offsides, which is the second time he's done that against the offense.
Right.
And I hadn't figured that out yet, Jim and Dan. I'm letting you guys, the smart guys, help tutor me on that one.
Something about the spot they seem to be concerned with.
And the change now with it, so.
Oh, okay. They moved the chains, I guess. They moved the chains for the first down, even though the first down didn't happen.
Because of the penalty?
chain gang moved too quick, right. So now they're trying to figure out where the ball needs to be.
Oh, okay.
It's probably the issue, Jim.
Probably Jim Luckett somewhere in the replay booth.
They're going to have to consult us. That chain gang can't move too quickly. They got to wait until they've been.
Well, usually they get a signal from the side judge to say, "Hey, come on, guys."
Well, it might have been the side judge.
They got a bit anxious,
right? But the side judge may have done just that.
Yeah, now they got to get it. So it should be 1st and 15.
Should be 1st and 15, but they got to figure out where that is. See, they moved the chains.
Well, I do know it's on this football field somewhere. Exactly where, I don't know.
Well, guess what? Join the club.
Pat?
Well, I think the flag was dropped at about, you got an official standing at about the 17-yard line. That flag was dropped somewhere around the 20, and it was dropped, like I said, immediately. Once the ball was snapped, the flag was dropped. But you're right, that chain gang has got to stay where they got to stay until they get the official motion to go.
Again, this would be another challenge situation. Steve Mask would throw the flag and say, can we go up to the guys in the booth and take a look?
I think the refs would like to look at it themselves to say, okay, where was that ball snapped from? We move it 5 yards back, and I think that's probably the problem is they don't remember, they don't know.
Well, I'm sure our man on the spot, Jared, could help him out with a little bit of camera angles. He's done a good job in getting the shots we need, and maybe he can help him out. We need to bring a hood with the setup to these games.
I don't know that we're DVRing the game down there in the truck so they can just zip on back there.
Oh, now Mass, he's pleading his case.
Well, I think he's telling his defense because now they have it's 1st and 10.
Well, that doesn't seem to.
Snap. They had a false start.
Yeah.
On the offense.
Right.
5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Okay, now they need to flip the sticks.
Okay.
Just to say that. Okay, we got it.
So now it's
3rd and 15.
They're right now. We think they're right.
Yeah, because they had completed it to Blaine Crane for the first down, if I remember. Was that the play before?
No, that was the next play was a run by McPherson from Tolbert, rather.
Well, I've been visiting with you guys and just having fun. I forgot what's what.
Hey, fellas, it is first down, by the way. Mark Freeman made that correction, so that is right on the marker now.
Okay.
First down.
First and 15. Now they float it to the middle looking for Sammy Harris, who can't hold on to it.
Had a chance. It was going to be a little bit of a tough catch for him to turn around. But
flag at the 4. Yeah, another flag at the 4.
Well, the sticks didn't move, nor did the down marker, so we'll get the correction.
You know, they're going to...
Got to hold it.
Yeah.
You got to take, well, the hold would have brought it back anyway, but you got to take advantage of these plays when they're open against this defense. If you get a big chunk down the middle, you got to make that connection. You're only going to get so many shots lining up against this bunch with Towner and Williams. And
lurking back there with that 4-3 in his back pocket.
Yeah.
This will be a half the distance situation. They'll bring up first and ridiculously long.
They've got to have a conversation to decide this one. So the crowd not liking it, getting a bit anxious.
Well, they're selling some shrimp. I'll tell you that. The longer the delay, because when you sit here and you smell it being cooked, it's like, oh,
I gotta have a few.
Yeah, where's that coming from?
Yeah, Big Ed Dismukes down there in the south end zone.
Man, does he know what he's doing?
He loves to cook it up and they put on a show here at Spanish Fort.
They do.
Well, they're gonna have to change the grease and get a new batch of that of it for in a minute here to keep going on.
We had some that was a little more sauteed.
Yeah, we had grilled, kind of sauteed, and we got a football game going on.
Well, yeah, and Greenwood was also, throwing them down one time and them up here.
Yeah, they were good shrimp. Hey, by the way, I was standing next to Mark Freeman just a second ago. He has this disgusted look on his face, and he says, "What are they doing?" And I said, "Coach, I have no idea, man."
And he's talking about the officials or us?
No, he's talking about the officials, thank goodness.
Well, there's a shot.
There's where the magic happens. Man, oh, man.
Right now, that's a bit more interesting what's going on the field.
Yeah, let's get this thing together here so we can get back to
Get it out
football.
of the ditch. I mean...
Okay. Week 6.
It should be... It should be first down because that a holding call on first down. It's not a loss of down.
Because you get the yardage. At least in the pros, I'll say.
So,
yeah.
But the
I agree.
yard marker says third down.
Wow.
Now I like the fact that Mark Freeman is now asking Pat Greenwood for clarification.
Well, if I could go put a microphone in between this discussion, that would be interesting. The officials first said third down, then changed it to first down after that, right before that last play.
Right.
Now the down marker's got it third.
Why?
And that's what Mark Freeman is so
holding
upset
on
about.
first down.
It was first down. One referee thinks it's third. One referee thinks it's first. And
the other,
Mark Freeman doing his job, pleading his case.
And one is trying to just give the ball to St. Paul's. So no, that should be first down and forever.
Yeah. That last shot that we saw, one was actually in line for the shrimp. So they're not acting as a unit. There's a Mark Freeman finds nothing funny about any of this right now.
No, he doesn't see the humor in this, and neither do I.
Everybody's
really.
getting
The shrimps are
exasperated.
humorous, but what's going on in the field is almost a quagmire at this point.
Well, it seems to me that if you had a hold on a first down play, then it's still first down.
Right.
You're penalized, but it's still first down. How would jump from first down to third?
So they mark it off, and you lose 2 downs. That's a tough one. That's a tough
You
penalty.
must have really done something bad.
Well, I'd love for the kids to decide the football game, and let's get back to the kids doing
Let's see what we got here. Let's see if they maybe just a little temporary problem, and they're going to straighten it out.
Greg Peterson,
Yeah.
local 15, right down here, squeegeeing the booth for us. We appreciate that.
People get the impression of Greg, dashing newsman.
Yes.
Anchor guy that has the community in the palm of his hands. And at the same time, here he is, team player.
Yep, working the squeegee for us. Get a little condensation on the window. Looks like he just walked off the golf course. There he is right in front of us. You see the squeegee, and just off to the right of the squeegee, there's Greg Peterson.
For the viewers don't know, Jim Cox would go crazy if he can't see this game clearly.
I'm sorry.
to call the game.
It is a tad important to be able to see.
Okay.
He doesn't like any distractions. In fact, I've got a black eye a couple of times, tapping him on the shoulder during the broadcast.
And here you got that thing is remaining third down, Big Lockett.
I mean, that's
Now it's first down on the scoreboard.
yeah.
The other big part is we've been talking about this for the past 15 minutes,
Yeah,
and a play hadn't took place.
Right.
Well,
Pat?
and I'm standing not too far from the Coach Freeman and the official. And the official saw me and gave me this look, don't even think about coming out here. I said, I know.
Greenwood.
I know. So it looks like
So you get
third down is going to
yeah. So loss of 2 downs and the walk-off.
I don't quite understand that.
However, you would not.
There's a crowd.
You would not be surprised to see a defensive flag thrown next to.
Make up. Sort of, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow, this is. Poe. Looking again over the middle of the field for Cook. That one up in the air. And is it picked off? Yes. Coming up with the pick, Jalen Thompson, the 4th turnover tonight for Spanish Fort. And the 3rd pick thrown. The 4th pick thrown by Poe.
Well, it's kind of like a long punt. It's third down.
You're right
Just
about
put
that.
it up and get out of this hole and let's play defense.
Yeah, but you usually don't punt on what should be first down.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it. Now, we think.
And they were hoping that he'd come up with a play. If you take a look at it, he had a chance for a minute, but Jalen Thompson went and found it at his highest point and pulled it in.
See, St. Paul's, they can match you athlete for athlete in that defensive backfield.
On the edge,
Yep.
in the middle, intermediate field, they're there.
Yeah.
They're there.
Yeah.
You know, I think the coaches do reviews on officials after the game and turn them in.
You're going to give them all a F?
This is
Well, they hit a rough patch there. Let's say that.
Pageant. Double play action. Now he wants the home run. Instead, he'll pull it down. He's got a lot of green on the right side. Bradley Pageant steps out of bounds. Then a late hit by Williams right at the end of that play. And now they throw the flag. Wow, Williams came over right at the whistle and laid a big flag, and another flag comes in.
And more importantly, we've got a player down.
Wow.
Let's hope he's okay and not badly injured there.
Oh, yeah. Now another flag is thrown as this one's getting a little ugly on the far side.
Yeah. They can't all be on one team. We know the initial flag is Williams' late hit.
Well, and, you know, and part of this is everything that just happened in the last series. Spanish Fort still upset. They're upset about that hit that was right at the end of the play. Watch Williams.
Good decision by him just to pull it down because the coverage
should be on
was
the
there.
left of your screen here. He's out of bounds. That is late.
Yeah, well out of bounds. Hopefully, and he knew the whistle probably had been blown, but
yeah, that young man is still down. It was one of those where he didn't
see
right
it
from
coming.
the side and did not see it.
Is it Murray? Oh, man. He got
I think
wailed.
that, because I think that's Jeremy Murray, his brother, wanting to come over and check on him. Justin Murray and Jeremy Murray. And so Justin Murray takes his helmet off, or Jeremy Murray takes his helmet off.
Yeah, we're going to have to get things settled down here on the Eastern Shore and have a little class in this football game. And, you know, we need things to just get back between the lines and in between the whistle, more importantly, which what happened on that play. Something happened post-whistle.
I'm glad to see Jeremy Murray, the brother, come back over here like everything's going to be.
Yeah, I think the coaches told him to get back on their sideline.
Yeah, they were worried about him coming out. They thought he was coming out there, and he said, no, I just want to go check on my brother. All right, we'll take a timeout here. 3:19 to go here in Spanish Fort.
Third quarter.
We're still tending to Justin Murray. If you're just joining us here, the Bradley Pageant scrambled, stepped out of bounds on the right sideline, and then Trey Williams came and kind of put a blindside hit on Murray, and he's been down since, and then that led to 3 flags. Let's watch this here. Now watch Pageant will step out of bounds, and then right at the left side of your screen, you'll see the hit come on.
Vicious.
Yeah, it was.
And it's in real time. It doesn't look as blatant as it does on the slow motion because he's running to the sideline there. It's still
it looks commercial, almost computer generated one way or the other. I mean, the hit is so vicious.
Yeah, you can see his
toes are moving. That's good. His brother's already visited him, but he's been down there. You know, he just might be just clean knocked out.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Prayerfully, everything's okay. You know, just don't want to see this and don't want to see the game get out of hand, and just want to finish this thing up with some class and character.
You know, you talk about big, strong athletes, and we make a big deal out of them and the way they were able to make football plays. But there's the side of it that, you know, when you have a defenseless player at the end of a play, it's close to being a clean hit because if Pageant hadn't stepped out of bounds, it still is.
Right.
But then you see this and you're thinking, wow, this is the downside of it because it's not really, wasn't a competitive play at that point. It was simply wrong place, wrong time with a great athlete coming to play football to throw the block.
But you said it, one player gearing down, another one still going full speed.
Yep.
That's where injuries can occur. And you know, that's why you got whistles as well, because you know these athletes are running around, they got helmets on. And you know, you want everybody going full speed and protecting themselves between the whistle and nothing to happen where one player is gearing down and another one's still going 100 miles an hour.
You know, one thing, remember Victor Dunning got hurt, and I thought I saw the ambulance leave with him in it early in the game.
Wow.
And I was just trying to peek out behind the press box here to see if we do have an ambulance back. You would think they would have been back, but it saw him leaving around halftime. And
that's possibly a factor.
There we go. So that we do have an ambulance on the far side. We are going to see a stretcher come out, and you hope that this is
just precautionary.
Right. And there's Williams.
And it's tough to tell, fellas. I'm right on top of it, but I certainly don't want to speculate on anything. You know, as you guys said, he is moving his toes, and but they did call for the stretcher again. You know, at this point, you take utmost precaution, period. So I don't know if it's a rib or a neck or whatever it may be, but they're going to take precaution with him. And yeah, it's a vicious hit, no doubt about that.
All right, we're back to Spanish Fort after this. So we continue to have Justin Murray be tended to down on the far side. And again, we certainly hope this is just precautionary. You know, we've done this so long. I just can't. You just don't. Such a rare event to see something this dramatic take place on the field.
Yeah, but you know, it's the sheer force of the players involved, and you have a really big, fast, hard-hitting fella that is making a football play.
Well, and just that. Defenseless, you don't give a chance to protect yourself at all, or even instinctively tuck your head before it hits the ground. You know, that could, you know, the hit's one thing, but a lot of times it's the head that hits
the collapse afterwards.
You know, and I wonder if there's some correlation between mentally knowing you could get hit and how your body reacts.
Sure.
You know, sometimes you could be out there playing and you can not expect a hit, but you get hit and you're okay. But when you're just totally mentally geared down, that's a little bit funny.
Here's the play that is where we are at this point. Bradley Pageant, quarterback for St. Paul's. A little double play fake here. And this is a different angle. We have not seen this when he takes off, and it's going to be on the left side of your screen. He steps out of bounds and got him.
Yeah, you're right, Jim. The head hitting the ground. The head hitting the ground after the hit.
Pat?
Well, they are, securing his neck, which typically, it's a precaution. He is moving his arms. He is moving his legs. That's certainly a good sign. So now the question is with the neck, is that just simply a precaution? But you know that these EMTs are going to do everything they need to do to make sure this young man's okay. So I certainly wish the best for him and his family. And, that's
certainly sending prayers up for him.
About it. But he is moving his neck. Just moved his neck just a second ago. So here's hoping for the best.
Well, nobody wants to see this. I mean, obviously, football is a game that is played with a lot of fury and a lot of speed. And in high school these days, more so probably than when you were the kids. The kids are so much bigger and faster.
Faster, stronger, and they're playing all year round, practicing all year round. They're just getting better and better.
6'2", 220, and kind of got him in the shoulder and up high. And
talking about Williams.
Yeah, now look at that. So that's a great sign there from Justin Murray that he's
really
just gave the thumbs up. That
he's 5'10", 178, so he's more what we think of a high school football player.
Right.
Trey Williams, on the other hand, is a guy that's going to be playing in the SEC in a couple of years. And there's a reason for that. And his body is different, and his speed is different. And Murray had to pay the price on that play. And hopefully, as Vic would say, prayerfully, that he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, that he's okay. And, there's a lot of people that participate in the Little League football. In high school football, they don't take your weight to see if you fit in the category.
Yep.
If you can play no matter what size you are, and we've talked about that all the time, that the variances in sizes. It's the big boys out here, everybody.
Yep.
Pat? Well, we're going to now have the penalties here. The challenges for Coach Freeman, for Spanish Fort, for Coach Mass, for St. Paul's is now to keep their player emotions in check because we still have 15 minutes, 19 seconds to play.
On the return.
That's the
15-yard penalty.
That's going to be the challenge. I mean, we got a long way to go, and let's not let this game get out of control.
All right, but so that's the first penalty.
Well,
but
three flags flew. Maybe everybody saw the same thing.
Well, that's when it got late and chippy at the end. I thought there was going to be more. Let's see. Let's listen in. We might have some more get tacked on.
Yeah, I was wondering if they're going to enforce all of that.
Because it got, as you would expect, it got confrontational out there.
Second foul, a dead ball, unsportsmanlike penalty against the defense. 15-yard penalty.
He's pointing at St. Paul's, calling them the defense, which they're not. So I think everybody's a little bit, out of their A game right now.
Now let's see. There's going to be one more.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike penalty against the offense. Touchdown, St. Paul.
So,
well, he called the defense the offense to defense, but that doesn't much matter at this point.
I'll tell you what, I've never seen a march forward and a march back.
Well, I've never seen first down become third down in the blink of an eye. We're trying to figure a lot of this out. Now we can just hope that Murray's okay, and we can see if we get back to football. And like Pat was saying, too, let's keep this thing a football game only.
That's it, yeah. Everybody's got to keep their composure, and they're going to gather them up and have a conversation with them and say, hey, guys, we're going to be throwing some quick flags.
Yeah, I like
Get
this.
it together and calm down.
I like this right here. Officials getting everybody together and everybody right in there together.
Letting them know we want to have a clean football game. We're not going to tolerate any more of this extracurricular stuff. Play hard between the whistles, and everybody will be okay.
Yeah, these are two programs that do a lot of things with a lot of class.
They do, but they also take a lot of pride in their football.
Sure.
And this is still a football game and got a lot of competitive kids out on that field right now. It's tough to get it in that middle ground after something like this happens.
3rd and 19. Paget with the inside give and going nowhere. It's big penetration.
Yeah, they're fired up. The Spanish Fort defense. Who was that making
Marcus
that play?
Walton comes in.
Got some penetration. That this time they finally wake up and stop the trap. They were trying to trap him with that guard again, but he had none of it. Maybe the thing that inspires the home team.
Yeah, they got the crowd back, and it's 2nd and 12, and now they'll go shotgun and wildcat with Huff, and there'll be a flag beforehand, as they were that time had brought Towner over on the offensive side.
Yep.
And this one going against St. Paul, so the crowd is now
ignited.
Yeah.
That was either going to be some speed action for Towner to the far sideline, or obviously
false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
You know, Huff could have kept it himself, but they were trying to threaten Spanish Fort with two tremendous athletes.
And again, this, you know, not just the hit, but before that, you had Spanish Fort just coming in the short end of a stick on a holding call that turned out to really be an injustice. Towner in motion. They fake it to him. Now they want to set up a little screen. Pageant down the right side, and that one is complete down to the 26-yard line as that's Austin McPherson. And now a flag at the 45. Legal man downfield against St. Paul's.
And they bring it back after a great effort by the receiver to really try to get that possession and move the chains. Quarterback getting some heat. Good play downfield.
So that another flag against the Saints and backs them up. 2:15 to go in the third.
Ineligible receiver downfield against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Yes. Must have been a guy that was covered up on the line, maybe a tight end that shouldn't have went downfield.
2nd and 22 for the Saints. Pageant feeling some pressure, trying to roll out. He's going to be hit and dropped to the 41. And now this Spanish Fort defense is alive.
Playing inspired football after their comrade went down and took out on a stretcher. They're starting to bring some heat to defensive coaches and being successful with it.
Yeah, they're bringing some pressure from the outside.
Well, Ronald Smith has been in backfield all night, or on this series, I should say. Coming off the right end.
3rd and 22.
Pageant steps up in the pocket, floats it down the right side, looking for Williams, who can't hold on to it, and now a flag is going to be pass interference.
All kind of contact that time, but I don't think the defender got his head around before he stuck his hand in the grab arm.
You know, you just roll out your best athlete and you say, try and stop him, and this press box was shaking when this play took off right here.
Yeah, he got his head around, but pulled him right there.
I was going to say,
drug him down, so you can't do that.
Williams was doing a little shoving.
Around.
Williams was doing a little shoving as well, but that handful of jersey was the difference maker.
Well, Williams got the step. Then the Spanish Fort was in recovery mode. That was chasing Milner. And let's see. Wow, looks like it's going to go against Williams. Or is it? Or what?
Well, we'll have to give him a chance to explain.
Okay, offsetting pass interference call, so we'll replay 3rd down again.
Well, you see that once every, I don't know, 200 years.
Yeah, they usually give the offense the benefit of the doubt.
One or the other, usually.
Pat Greenwood.
Well, you know, like I said, I don't have the benefit of a replay like you guys do up there, but it did look like Williams initiated it.
Right.
There was certainly contact the other way, but I'll tell you what, I was standing next to Coach Steve Mask when that call came down. He still got some speed, I'll tell you that. He covered about 40 yards in 2 seconds.
Yeah, watch Williams. He gives a little shove off right there. And then the handful of jersey, but
You get the feeling these officials would rather be somewhere else right now, almost like anywhere else.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's just been this thing has become a tidal wave of emotion and questionable calls, tough calls. It's a tough job out there.
Incorrect calls, I must say. Gotta say that.
So now,
2 fouls on the play. Offensive pass interference, defensive pass interference, penalties offset, 3rd down.
You know, it's not like a lot of you on the job when you have a bad day in the cubicle.
And nobody's watching.
Nobody knows.
Right.
The report eventually gets to the boss who chews you out on Wednesday, but this is a little different.
Pageant looking on the right side all the way, and that one's going to be incomplete.
Good coverage by Jonathan Cook there, just to cut him off the route, look back for the football.
Yeah, tried to get it to Tate. And now St. Paul's will punt. This third quarter has taken an eternity.
It has.
Well, it's been a half. The third quarter's been an entire half.
Well, it's not been a lot of football either.
And that's exactly.
You know, it's not been a lot of snap plays. It's been everything but, and obviously the long delay as they tended to Murray.
The winner out of this has been our sponsors because they have certainly gotten highlighted.
Harris back deep. Wild drop. End over end kick. Harris will just get away from it.
Pretty good field position for a Spanish Fort offense.
Trivia question answer. Who's the winningest coach in St. Paul's history? Do you have a guess?
My guess is, and I know you thought I was going to say Eddie Guth, but I'm going to go back further to the man that started it all, Bob Rutledge.
It was Bob Rutledge, of course, died last year in April at age 66. He was at the school for 33 years. Football coach, science teacher, the headmaster till he retired in 2006, and was most proud of a couple of things. He really helped start the community service programs at St. Paul's.
Named it after him now.
And also the fine arts program. He said it was better than most colleges, and all the players who played for Coach Rutledge, they called themselves Bob's Boys.
Yeah, well.
And also, you remember at his funeral, he had it planned out, and he said, I want everybody to wear bright colors. And they all did, and they planted a live oak there at the school. And so I'm really, nobody has epitomized St. Paul's more than him.
No, and St. Paul's is really an exceptional place, exceptional school. And they're also raising money right now to build an archway in his honor as you go down the hill, heading toward the athletic complex, softball, baseball, football area. There's only one way in, and so you'll have to go under that archway that will be in memory and in honor of Bob Rutledge.
Oh, just a wonderful man, and did so much at St. Paul's.
Well, trust me, that biography was much more interesting than, they had a legal substitution penalty against Spanish Fort, and then they decided to waive it off.
Interesting.
Wow, you guys were given such a beautiful biography of Coach Rutledge, which was much, much more positive.
Did you ever meet Coach Rutledge?
I have not.
He was something.
I missed something there, but not meeting him.
Oh, gives it off, and Sammy Tolbert gets it to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, you know, use these running backs again. You know, you're still got plenty of time. You got an entire quarter to go. You got a couple of running backs that can bust it and move the chains. And Tolbert and Autry.
It's still 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but
certainly within reach in that rearview mirror
absolutely.
Again.
Trying to get to the outside and wrapped up and thrown down. Mark Carmichael with a big hit.
What a play
on Tolbert.
Looks like he was getting ready to get something going there, getting some traction, and Xavier just jumps out of the phone booth like Superman all over.
He did. He came out of nowhere and swooped in.
Let's see if the Toros try to get one more play off here with 15 seconds left.
Looks like they're going to be content to try to do something in the fourth quarter.
Mark Freeman wants him to snap it one more time.
He's going to make
down
it.
To 4 seconds. They get it.
Barely.
They give it off. And Tolbert's going to have the first down to start the fourth quarter. We're through 3 here on the hill, 28-14. Lots of emotions going in this one. St. Paul's has the lead, and the Toros have the ball. We come back to start the fourth. We're ready to start a fourth quarter here in Spanish Fort, 28-14. Thanks to Greg Peterson squeegeeing our window for us so we can see as Joel Poe is going to be dropped back at the 33-yard line again. Pate Dickerson, the sophomore, in there, and also had some help from Jaron Holloway.
Yeah, he was just under an avalanche there, and send the chopper up there to find the body.
Yeah, Joel Poe is awful slow to get up on that one.
Well, we're talking about the size of Holloway, who was one of those guys in there. Along with Dickerson, it was both defensive ends pinned their ears back and came and got him, and
he was just he didn't have anywhere to go with the football. He just said, hey, I'm gonna be safe and eat this thing, come back and play. Sometimes the defense wins, Dan.
They won that one. They won that one.
2nd and 20. Oh, over the middle of the field, able to get that one off and complete up at the 30-yard line and out across the 40. Was the first catch tonight.
Yeah, he made a move on Trey Williams then, because Trey had him in his sight.
Devontae Patrick.
He just makes that little cut up underneath of him and picks up some positive yardage there.
Patrick is one of the return guys, so you know he's got good speed. They set up the little middle screen with him. And
got back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Still got 10 to go.
3rd and 10. Kristen Cotton to the bottom of the screen. St. Paul's with 3 on the line of scrimmage. Play clock down to 1, and they're not going to get it off, and a timeout called for.
Timeout came from the sideline.
Joel Poe, I think, saw it.
Poe saw the clock down. Vic, he knew he had no choice. Sure. Now he and Freeman having a spirited discussion. Is that Mark down there?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see it come from a player, so it had to come from someone.
No, I think Poe saw the play clock.
Oh, did he?
And called it.
I didn't see it.
Toros down to 1 timeout left here, and that could be big. Pat Greenwood.
Hey, something I just noticed, I was going from the St. Paul sideline to the Spanish Fort sideline. The temperatures dropped just a tad bit, but especially down around the 20s, there's a little bit of dew on the ground. I don't know if that's going to make any difference by the time this thing's all said and done, but you want to add another factor, another X factor into this ball game? How about that?
That's what we need. Something else. You know, we were talking about this during the break, how St. Paul's had a couple of opportunities there. After the Toros came back to make it 28-14, St. Paul's was driving. Padgett was had taken it himself, fumbles it deep, and that's when all things got mixed up with the holding and first down, 3rd down with Spanish Fort with the football. Again, St. Paul's was driving with Padgett with that run. That's when the late hit came and threw all of that out of whack.
You're right. Well, they could have been going in to score 2 more times.
Right.
That's just one chapter in this
3rd
game.
and 10. Poe fires it to Crane, and he's got the first down at the 46-yard line.
He's a gamer right there, old Blaine Crane.
Trying to determine whether it's a first down or not.
Pat Greenwood with the dew report moments ago. He'll have the hog futures coming up later on in the broadcast.
Oh, I thought he had this easily. And now they're going to.
Well,
Pat.
Y'all making fun of my dew report?
Spot.
What's up with that? Come on.
Well, I like to do. It's the first I've ever heard. But it was. I'm sure it's accurate.
I'm just saying. You know, we need more factors in this game. This one hadn't been entertaining enough, right?
Crazy.
And it's only dewy in the red zone.
Pat, you didn't listen to Derek on his forecast? He told us it was going to drop a little bit.
Derek knows.
Derek knows. Derek said it would drop a bit.
Let's see now.
Yep. It was a first down.
Clutch throw, big catch. Toros.
3rd and 10.
Yeah.
They needed that.
Yeah, they were 2nd and 20.
You know, we talk about these big. We see it in 6A. We see it in 5A. These big inter-region games that are such battles, and then we start thinking, it'd be fun to see these two play again, like in the playoffs.
Yep.
When something's bigger on the line.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like something big's not on the line right now. Teams are going at it.
They're in a little slugfest at the moment.
Tolbert checks in with Poe. They'll give it to Tolbert. Wants to bounce to the outside and does. And Tolbert is inside the 30 and a first down.
They made a last little move there on Colin Towner to break his tackle and picked up plenty of yardage after.
Jeb Boudreaux wanted a face mask penalty here.
Right here, he just runs through Collins' tackle. Picks up some further yards.
They pinned Quinterly down, the outside backer, once they got him to the ground, and he was sucked inside on the play.
Trapped him good, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Inside 10 minutes to go in this one.
Tolbert's got a little wiggle. He's happy to meet you in space and
tell you goodbye.
Yeah, he's done it.
Watch Cook at the bottom of the screen. Matched up with Jalen Thompson. And Poe instead comes underneath, and he's got that one to Devontae Patrick, who has it at the 21. Bring up 2nd down. And this crowd is going to be beside itself with the Toros able to bring this one within a score.
I also think this offense equalizes things a little bit, guys. Keep an eye on St. Paul's to see if they're not getting a little winded, because this offense moves at breakneck speed. They're used to the pace. The Saints on the other side, maybe getting a little short on breath.
Tolbert tried to cut it inside. He got to the 15. That's going to be good for a first down.
Yeah, nice little stutter move there at the end to pick up the positive yards and move the sticks.
You got to stutter to get past the dew at the 20.
As reported by Greenwood, breaking news.
5 receiver set this time for the Toros. Poe looks left, zings it off. He's got it to Cook. Cook inside the 10. He'll be ridden down there by Boudreaux.
Poe's in rhythm now, isn't he?
He really is.
And as he take that one step and turns it loose, let his receivers do whatever they do, and
That's a good job by Boudreaux to hang on to Cook there.
Yeah.
make the reception and get some positive yardage.
The stick says second down, but that could change.
Stay tuned.
Poe now wants to scramble on the right side. Poe's got a lot of room. He tries to cut it inside. It's going to be first and goal, Toros.
Good decision. His receiver was covered up over there, so he says, I'll pull it down and get some positive yards. See green grass in front of me, I'll take it.
Yeah, not doctor recommended way to end that play as Poe goes in head first.
You take a look at it. His receiver's covered, so he just says, hey, I'm going to just tuck it away and do the safe thing to get upfield.
That's Williams again, who's already sent one Toro to the hospital.
Certainly not intentional, I'm sure.
No, just good, hard, fast player.
First and goal. They give it on the left side, and Tolbert's in for the score.
It's going to be an interesting 8 minutes and change in this one.
Well, Spanish Ford is showing their character. They're no quit in them. You know, they would love to protect this house, and this is a big, proud school. Take a look at it again. A little inside give.
Third touchdown tonight for Tolbert. I want to put him up for a player of the game nomination. Alexander Theodore with the kick. And it's 28-21, 14 unanswered here by the Toros. 8 minutes to go. Dan Brennan says it's going to be interesting. (28-21) here on the hill. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Pat Greenwood on the field. Jared Kihas in the truck. You know, you had talked about the chances the Saints had to go in as we look at Sammy Tolbert's big night. 15 rushes and 3 touchdowns to make it to get to 35. But then we forget on that drive after all the penalties, they had the big play to McPherson with the ineligible man downfield.
That's another one. That's right.
And brought it back, and the momentum's been gone.
Yeah, they had the what looked like might have been a pass interference turned into double pass interferences. Now this is a team that is built to run the football. They've got a 7-point lead. They've got 8 minutes to go. They want to wind the clock. And they're built to do this. Let's see if Spanish Fort can stop them.
Towner at the 10, and he'll be stopped right at the 20.
This Toro defense bows up and is able to shut down the run and get the football back. Look out.
9 plays, 71 yards now. Both of their drives, they've had a 78-yard drive and a 71-yard drive here in the second half. More Spanish Fort-like drives that we're used to seeing. And now, see if we got a personal foul at the end of this play against Spanish Fort. We do.
Wow. It
was right in the middle of the field, right? It was a little bit late at the end of the play.
Well, that's a killer right there. It really is. I mean, you've got St. Paul's pinned back. You got them where you want them.
So instead of being at the 20, they're at the 35.
That opens up the playbook a little bit.
We had a dead ball, personal foul. This kicking team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
I really want to see the way Padgett operates here with the game on the line. They've got to get some first downs.
I'll tell you, he's going to hand it to those backs.
That's more than likely, but let's see if they get into long situations, what happens.
They give it to McPherson, and McPherson is hit, wrapped up, and driven back all the way to the 25-yard line.
The down and distance may put this game back in Padgett's hands.
Chris Morehouse, the senior, came in and got McPherson from the handoff there.
Yeah, it was no room for him to even make a move. He just ran right into his arms, and he just grabs him and says, come back here.
Man, what a play by Morehouse.
Good look at him, 6'3", 175-pound senior. He wants to protect his house.
I think Spanish Fort's a little light on their weights on some of their guys that they list.
Yeah, you wonder if they're all that accurate.
Jordan Huff around the left side, and Morehouse is there again, and he'll ride him out of bounds.
Yeah, that defensive end staying home over there on the right side, not wanting to give it up.
There's the flags again. Come on now.
Flag way back. at the 27-yard line.
It wasn't the tackler, and it wasn't the running back. I don't think it was a third party that came in.
Well, this one was dropped during the. There's another one. This one was going on during the play, and now we got another one on the sidelines.
I saw the late one. I think that another Toro kind of intervened after the play. I might be wrong. Let's see. Man.
Yeah, he's getting way too much airtime this season.
Let's see what the first. Let's see if there's.
First one could be a. Wow, there's another block. Goodness gracious.
Oh, no, I think Jordan Huff may get that one at the end of that, but they're really that.
Right there. See the push in the back of the helmet there by Cook.
We have offsetting penalties, dead ball, personal foul against the defense, dead ball, personal foul against the offense, offsetting.
Well, but that.
The first flag
was not a dead ball. The first flag.
I'm done trying to figure it out. I'm just watching it roll.
It was against 12. They're saying the referee just told Mark Freeman to tell Cook to knock it off.
Yeah.
Number 12.
Right.
Oh, my.
Okay. So what do we got now? Second down.
It's just also we're playing second down again.
Well, just glad it's still second down.
We got that correct, Dan, or not? I'm just going with the flow.
Nothing is flowing.
Now they've got the down and distance wrong. McPherson slips back at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, bad ball placement. The receiver had to just go out of his way to even catch that football.
The line of scrimmage is wrong. It was 2nd and 12 because the big hit was made by Morehouse that he lost 2, and then they had it as being 2nd and 7 where the marker was, and now they're trying to get it back.
Oh, man.
Your explanation is futile.
But you're right, Jim. They lose yards there. That play should have been snapped
right
a couple yards back.
Right.
Yeah. Academic now is in the annals of time.
3rd down, Bradley Pageant, senior quarterback, looking right, zings it, able to get that one complete. He's got Tate. And we'll see. I think his knee was on the ground when he made the catch, maybe.
Well, there you go, Dan. You wanted to see him in a third down situation, and look at the replay.
Is that a flag at the 35? Is that a flag at the 35?
Why not? Pageant delivered.
He delivered there to the receiver to kick the sticks to keep the drive alive.
Okay.
That's not a flag. I think that is some celebratory item from the fans or something.
Strange when I see a yellow hanky laying at the 35. I think it's a flag.
You've just been seeing so many of them. You'll be seeing them in your sleep tonight, Jim.
Pageant looked like he wanted to hand that one off and then carries it ahead for a couple. That was a big conversion by the Saints there.
That was big. That was, again, Pageant had to make the play, right?
Sure he did it. He did. He was up to the task.
Second down.
So many swings and emotion in this game, too, when you think one team's got the mo and got things going, and a fumble, a penalty, a convoluted call, and everything just comes to a stop.
But nothing's changed within the tension of the air.
You're right.
We approach 5 minutes to go. Pageant works the play clock down. McPherson up the middle, splits a tackle, and he's going to be close, and he's going to have another St. Paul's first down.
That's exactly what Vic was just saying right there. Look at that kid, how hard he was playing and running. Actually, he and his mate back there, Huff, kind of bump into each other.
Yeah, a little bit of misdirection, but he just keeps his leg driving and just runs through tacklers. Hard traction running there just to get the ball in front of the first down marker to kick the sticks.
They're both going to have over 100 yards by the time this is all said and done, more than likely.
Yeah, at this pace, I would not be surprised.
Now, Toros with just one timeout left.
We're down to 4 minutes almost.
And now St. Paul's, I believe, going to take theirs here.
4:40 left on the clock. When they got the football, was it about 7 or 9 minutes on the clock?
It was 8:12.
8:12. It was somewhere in between.
Yep, and actually had to get that first down, that last one, by throwing it.
Yeah, Coach Mask, he's not going to put it in the air unless he has to. He's certainly going to lean on these two backs to
Well,
See if they can squeeze the air out of this football and close this football game out.
Not exactly what point he's trying to make. I know he's making it well.
Oh, I'm sure he's just imploring his team to finish the football game. Don't let them back in it.
I want to thank the orthopedic group for being a part of high school football this and every Friday night here on UTV 44. And if you're watching tonight, don't forget to get a replay tomorrow night. And there'll be a lot of people watching this one closely tomorrow night.
Yeah, they will.
Tyndall Credit Union, Davison Fuels and Oil,
Singular.
and our friend Wes Williams at Will 2 Quality Work for Industry, and also our McGill Tulin updater throughout the evening. Wes Williams, a former referee. We'd like to have him up in the booth to get. He'd be like our own Mike Pereira. We could go to.
He'd have tossed his cookies like Justin Bieber watching this. Something. He'd have been like, what?
1st and 10 for the Saints. Huff tried to take the handoff, and then instead it's Bradley Pageant getting mauled back at the 44.
Yeah, they were discombobulated from the snap of the football. That just wasn't ran as it was drawn up on their
Spanish Ford also, they're bringing numbers up front, too. I mean, they pretty much know the run's coming.
Yeah, they're trying to run some pinches and things like that to kind of offset all of that trapping that they're doing with their guards and tackles.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
So now St. Paul's will spread them out so they can't just crowd the line of scrimmage.
Pageant wants to keep it on the right side. He's tripped up. Bring up 3rd and long.
More of that intensity Vic was talking about. Excellent play. Well, he was almost on his back right there for Spanish Fort.
Trey Shable.
Shable
made a great play there.
He did.
That quarterback still running down the field, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Because there were no safeties.
Yeah, Shable just.
Yeah, they all were tripped over to the right side.
Shable, a sophomore linebacker out there playing. Play clock at 10. Pageant on 3rd and 10. Pageant looks on the far side, hangs it out there, and he's got it complete. That's Fleming with his 4th catch of the year, 1st on the night.
Yeah, biggest of his life, probably. That is a big play right there.
Looks almost like Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning out there. Stands back there and throws that out right there, and then gets the receiver a chance to get upfield.
Let's see the spot. That's a long throw, too.
That is a long.
It was. It hung up there for a minute. Great catch there. Great execution, great pass.
Back when we first started doing these games, Bo Fleming was a running back.
I was wondering if there was some
uncanny balance that he had. A great all-time rusher somewhere in the neighborhood of. He had the record probably before Huff came along. He had about 5,000 yards. Boy, he was
something.
He wasn't easy to get to the ground.
I wonder if that's a younger brother.
Well, Fleming making a good play for St. Paul's is not a surprise. He had another brother that was a young guy that played linebacker, I believe.
So at this point, they say it's 4th and super short.
Those players are trying to find out their fate.
Official measurement here.
It took a long time for it all being on that side of the field.
1st down, Saints.
Wow. Walk the sticks out less than a yard, huh, Dan?
Took them a while. Okay, they got it. Well, at least they think they got it right, so that's good. And so now we can proceed, and St. Paul's can do what they can to try to salt this thing away. And again, Spanish Fort hampered by the fact they've only got that one timeout, right?
3:11 on the clock, and now you're in what you call your 4-minute offense.
High formation now, power.
It's Boudreaux in at fullback. Oh, fumble. Ball is loose on the ground, and Huff recovers it.
Wow, that could have been a huge change of events there.
Ronald Smith was coming in.
And I think what happened there, guys, Huff takes his eye off the ball because he sees something opening to the right. He's looking downfield where he's going to go with it. And doesn't really look the exchange in.
2 steps ahead of himself.
Yeah, he was. He was already using that vision, but he didn't have the football yet.
Yeah, it could be detrimental.
What kind of momentum swing would that have been? Wow.
Now Williams And Slater, the big package, back out there. Double tight ends. They give it off to Huff on the left side, and Huff will get to about the 27. And Mark Freeman will take his last time out here.
Dan, is it 4-down territory for St. Paul's, or do they kick or field goal?
Oh, I was thinking that. I mean, they got a great kicker, but
they do, and I guess it really may depend on 4th and what. You know, 4th and 2, you probably go for it.
let's tell you about our Scholastic athletes. Carter Albrecht from St. Paul's, 4.2 GPA, captain of the soccer team, plays basketball, class president, National Honor Society, and AP scholar as well. And for Spanish Fort, Shannon Paymans. And Shannon, if I apologize I apologize if I messed that up. And there's,
well, she's smart enough to write you quite a letter.
yeah, given money that I did, 4.3. How do you get 4? Sometimes we see 4.2. That's the highest GPA we've ever seen. 4.34. Ranked number 1 in the class, soccer and volleyball. All county team volleyball.
Yeah, not just a
All county
participant.
team and defensive player of the year.
Right, a great player, and that's
And
something.
4.34 GPA. So Shannon, congratulations.
All I kicked around in high school was a hacky sack, and I barely made it from sophomore year to junior. It was always up in the air.
Big down in the big game. He's got that linebacker over here flanked out.
3rd and 7. Ball is loose again, and Bradley Padgett has to pick it up and loses yardage back to the 30. So this would be a 47-yard field goal.
Yeah, I think they were looking to do the misdirection and come back this way with the option play, but the timing was all fumble on the play.
They have
Destroyed all those plans.
Yeah.
I think they'll let the play clock run all the way down and then take their timeout.
Problems with execution here down the stretch for St. Paul's when they could have put this game away.
Sure.
I think
that'll be something they'll have a discussion about through the week in practice.
you worry about the ball being in the air and an interception and going back the other way. So St. Paul's takes the timeout.
Yeah, Coach Mass wasn't going to put that football in the air.
4th down. I'm here on 4th down to see what. They've got it at the 29, so officially it'd be about 46 yards.
46-yard field goal or go for it. What are you going to do, Dan?
Yannick Wildrot's got a big leg.
Yeah, I don't know that you go for a 46-yard field goal. We were watching these guys warm up, and I think I may have seen him knock one down from 50, but at this point of the game.
Was it the Viker game we saw the big, long field goal to win it last year for St. Paul's?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't this long, by the way.
And they're going to go for it.
Go for the field goal.
Yeah, it looks like you're on for the field goal.
Wildrot.
This is what you do in an NFL game and maybe a college game, maybe.
Right, and the spot is right dead center, middle of the field.
It is.
Fair.
Do they have any timeouts to ice the kicker?
None. No, everybody.
They do not.
They're out.
So this will be
St. Paul's has got one left.
40.
In case they need it.
We're going to call it 47. Yannick Wildrot. We're going to get a good look at it. Good snap. Wildrot's kick is good.
Wow.
From 47 yards, Yannick Wildrot nailed it.
How about that, man?
Makes it a 2-score game. Almost out of reach with 143. Having to get 2 possessions. We have seen onside kicks executed, though, so stay tuned.
I don't think there's. Oh, you're talking about if Spanish Fort were to score, yeah.
Correct, yeah.
They got to score first. Look at this kick.
The junior just sneaks it inside the left upright, but it'd have been good from 52.
He drilled it.
And, usually on those long kicks, they have a very low trajectory. That was a high kick. And Wildrot.
He put every bit of his 155 pounds into that one. He's feeling good right now.
Yeah, watch him kick this one to Timber Creek on the kickoff. He's so pumped up. Boy, just what a weapon.
Yep, absolutely.
And it wasn't a lot. It didn't look like there was a lot of discussion on the sideline.
No, they knew what they had in him. Like I said, pregame, he was really kicking them long when we were out there talking to the coaches. Out of the corner of my eye, I was thinking, was that from 15 yards or am I imagining that? But probably was.
Saw a stat. NFL kickers this year, 79% from 50 yards and above.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's getting much longer these days. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing many more plus 50s made this year.
Wild drop. We'll send this one to Cook at the 5. Cook dances up the middle of the field and brought down at about the 26-yard line. Spanish Fort's got to get a quick score and then recover an onside kick. There you see, look at that, 6 minutes and 39 seconds they're able to take off the clock. A couple of big third down conversions. Pat talked about that earlier, that Spanish Fort's defense was unable to stop the Saints on third down.
Yeah, the Saints' bread and butter has been running the football. They kind of bowed up on that a couple of times. Big 3rd and 10, and Padgett had to make a play, and he did.
Twice.
Yep.
Well, this offense is designed to move down the field methodically and work big strikes, so let's see what they're able to put together.
Austin McPherson comes into the backfield as safety as well, and that one short hopped on the way to Harris.
Sort of lost his flame there toward the end and dwindled out.
And there is a flag. Probably going to be a holding call. No, personal foul, roughing the quarterback. Wow.
That'll move him up.
Poe hasn't taken the beating that he took a year ago against Viger in a game we saw here, right?
Yep.
Terrific defensive ends of Viger. And in fact, you know, they had players all over the field.
Wow.
But he took a shot on this one and took one for the team, as they say, so 15 yards.
Poe's got a strong arm. And we got Cook to the bottom of the screen.
And you got safeties backpedaling for St. Paul's.
Poe in the middle of the field looking for Harris. He's got it. Harris makes a move and still on his feet. He's trying to get out of bounds, but he'll be stopped at the 38. That'll stop the clock while they move the chains.
Right. Because of the safeties backpedaling, that's why he had the open cavity in the field right there.
Yeah, you know, they're looking to protect the edges on the ends wide, but the middle of the field is something you can work with.
So Poe just spikes this one.
You usually won't take those chances when you have plenty of time out. So
the middle of the field there's been some openings for Poe there tonight.
Especially right now, until this field compresses, he's going to have some things.
Got another flag, which is not unusual tonight.
Pat?
Well, I was standing next to one of the St. Paul's assistant coaches who was out physically on the field at the numbers, and so referee turned around, looked at him, threw the flag. So there you go. That's going to be, I believe, a 5-yard penalty.
No,
right?
I think it's just a sideline warning. I think they're going to give him the.
Maybe.
Yep, just the sideline warning.
Okay. But he made it pretty clear that you better get back on the sideline quickly.
No chance he was talking to you, Pat.
No, Pat's not trying to participate in the game.
He almost got a 15-yarder there early in the third quarter. Pat Greenwood, when he tried to get out there, mic up for a segment of UTV 44, mic'd up.
They were not. They didn't want any of that.
Yeah, I got the look. There's no doubt about it. If he could give me a penalty for looking, I would have been in trouble.
1:06 left. Poe over the middle of the field again. He's got it complete, and it's Harris at the 19. Lost the football. Now they're going to say, officials saying incomplete.
Ooh. That would have iced it out.
It's Austin McPherson who was back there. Well, that one came loose. 3rd and 10 with 58 seconds left. And there's McPherson, the great running back. They have been spotting him on defense some tonight as well. Poe trying to scramble away from Slater. Now he's going to be hit by Holloway. Gets away. Still scrambling, looking for something. Heaves it into the end zone. And that one tipped up in the air and going to be intercepted again. And that is Xavier Carmichael, his 3rd interception tonight. 5 picks for Poe, but that one, Poe's just trying to make something happen. There's a penalty at the 30. It's against Spanish Fort, but Poe's just trying to make a play there.
Sure, at that point.
Got to just try to get it down the field.
Yeah, he was scrambling around. He already was harassed in the backfield, and he was at least giving his receiver an opportunity to make a play. Just didn't have enough arm to get it over the defenders, and St. Paul's comes up with an interception to put a button on this one, guys.
Yep.
I'm sure they'll get in victory formation and be happy to come out of this environment with a win. Toros gave a great effort in coming back and gave us a great, exciting game. Just wasn't enough to overcome the lead that St. Paul's put up on their cushion.
You're right, Vic. They had the 28-7 lead at the half, and Toros kind of rushed back, but not enough.
Yeah.
So a kneel down is all the Saints will need to do. Tough to come to the Hill and win. It's a tough place to come win.
Yeah,
you know,
got to give them credit to come in this environment, because looks like to me, guys, pulling up in here, they start celebrating on Monday for the Friday night game.
They do.
And cooking.
Yeah. Steve Mask, he had his guys ready to play, and another thing he did was he made sure all the good ones got on the bus. I mean, you got to make sure that you bring your A game over with your A team, and this team, this first chance we've had a chance to see St. Paul's this year. Got a lot of impressive athletes.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, how about
defensively, offensively, at every phase of the game. What are you talking about? The backfield? Only thing, I hadn't seen a lineman that really stood out. But in terms of the skill position, sprinkled across.
And the linemen played well tonight, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, now how about a matchup this could set up in 2 weeks? St. Paul's and Viger.
Viger's getting better.
Well, that's the kind of team they've always been. They seem to get better as the season go along. So
I'm not sure. There was a flag on the play, and
maybe he's just talking to him about the Tampa play where, hey, no need of going hard on this play.
I have to tell you this. You'll get a laugh out of this. So there's
Greg Schiano.
The Bears are taking a kneel down against the Rams, and they had Cutler mic'd up. Jay Cutler comes up there, and he looks across the line of scrimmage and said, "No Schiano, fellas." that was a great line.
Well, we enjoy all the Bear references.
Well, it was a Schiano reference more than a Bear reference.
Okay.
Referencing the Tampa play.
Who were they playing?
And another kneel down. So the St. Paul's Saints, 4-0 in the region, 5-1 on the year, 5-1 for the Toros. And they moved to 3-1 in the region.
Good to see this, guys.
Oh, yeah. Always love to see the sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Both teams, hey,
half hour ago,
on the field.
Half hour ago, we weren't sure we were going to see all this.
Yeah, you thought you may have to rush them to the locker room, either opposite sides of the stadium.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, we see Coach Freeman and Coach Mask out there.
Yeah, those coaches are going to lead the way, and
they get heated too. I mean, it gets heated during the games.
It's an emotional game. You put so much in it, guys.
Yeah.
Working through the week, working all summer, and it comes down to Friday night.
And two teams
for 3 hours
aren't used to losing.
No, you're right, and they know the pecking order of this region, and they know they're at the top of it, along with Viger and on any given year. So.
Well, then they're trying to develop the pecking order through these football games through the regular season.
Right.
And, I just love to see the camaraderie, too, the sportsmanship these two teams are showing here. Got a little nasty here, but you close it out, put a good button on it like this.
Good to see.
You have a great taste the rest of the week.
I agree.
We wait for Coach Mass. Now let's go down to Pat Greenwood.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. First, Coach, we were unsure what you were going to do. Didn't realize you had a kicker like that. Was it an easy decision for you?
Well, he's got that capability. He kicked 3 or 4 last year that length, and he had that capability, and sometimes you got to trust your players. If they don't, we ask them to trust us all the time. If we don't trust them, then we're double talking. So he said he could make it, and I trust the kid, and he made it, so it's good.
A lot of emotion, especially in that second half. You talked about the fact that Spanish Fort wasn't going away. What was the difference? How were you able to hold them off?
Well, I really think it's just 2 great football teams. It was very intense. We knew when we got here it was going to be intense. It got out of hand a little bit, but we gathered it back in together. I want to give our players all the credit in the world. Our assistant coaches did a great job. Come over here on this side of the bay and get a win against a quality football team that's well coached. I'm just very happy.
All right, I appreciate it, Coach. Enjoy the win.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Nice win by the Saints to come over here and get the victory, 31-21. And take control of they and Biger still sit undefeated atop the region standings. And again, they will meet in a couple of weeks. And that could be a game you see here on
Maybe
UTV
something
44.
you want to put in your back pocket as a reminder, huh?
Yeah, so the final 31-21. Jordan Huff, 17 carries, 129 yards on the night. And also Austin McPherson, 9 carries for 89 yards. How about Xavier Carmichael? 3 interceptions tonight, 3 of the 5 that Pope threw. So, just a big night all the way around for St. Paul's.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys that played very well tonight. Again, it was two different teams in terms of what they try to do and the personnel that they have to try to do it. St. Paul's wants to maul you. They want to suck the will out of you, and they're able to do that with some of the personnel they have offensively, especially when they bring some of those defensive specialists over and say, "Hey, can you take a couple of snaps on this side?" On the other hand, obviously Spanish Fort likes to spread it out, get numbers, and let Poe make some quick throws.
Yeah, total offense tonight, 338 yards for St. Paul's, and Spanish Fort 292 yards, but 5 turnovers on the night for Spanish Fort, something very uncharacteristic you usually don't see. But again, 22 turnovers had been forced coming in by St. Paul's. I leave here tonight forcing 27 turnovers in their first 6 games.
Yeah, we got a chance to see a good St. Paul's team tonight.
Yeah, you did. And, you're talking about those turnovers. Once you get past 2 or 3, that's the threshold where it's no return, and you're usually going to lose the football game once you get past 3.
All right, our player of the game nominations tonight for our United Rentals player of the game, Sammy Tolbert from Spanish Fort with 3 touchdowns. We told you about Huff, his big night for St. Paul's, 129 yards, and got to give some love to the defensive player, Xavier Carmichael, with 3 picks, right, Vic?
I love it. He stood up tonight, made some plays, and that's football team in the victory column.
31-21 is our final score. Next week, we've got Foley and Fairhope for you here on UTV, barring any flex changes, but we think we'll be in Fairhope next week. So I want to thank everyone here on our crew tonight. I want to thank Jared Kihos down in the truck, Brian Aaron, our statistician, Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan on the sidelines, Pat Greenwood. I'm Jim Cox for the St. Paul Saints tonight. A big night. They win on the road in a tough one and stay unbeaten in the region. 31-21, your final score from Spanish Fort.